All right, good morning, everybody. If you can hear me, hit that number 1, please. I actually want to check something real quick. Make sure that we're okay. 80, yeah, should sound okay. So if you can hear me and if the mic sounds good, if you could hit that number 1, that would be appreciated. Kevin, Matt, Antonio, Maddie, can we get one more 1? I like to get those 5 ones. For some reason, 5 just gives me peace of mind. So can we get one more 1? And hello, Greg. Thank you. Number 5. All right, Hoover. Fantastic. Perfect. All right. Really quickly, for those of you that watch us in the archive, thank you very much. I appreciate it. But to very, very upfront with you, if you want to help support the stream and continue to ensure you have something to watch in the archive, then this is totally viewer supported. But it's a cool way to support it because you save yourself money along the way. So code Clay, which is case sensitive, all caps, with any of these prop firms, if you use them, whatever their current deals and promotions are, code Clay will give you that deal. So you are quite literally saving yourself money while at the same exact time helping to support something that you want to continue to watch. For everybody that is here live right now, thank you very much. You all are the reason why, not only does it remain ad-free, but why I show up on a routine basis. So thank you for everybody that has used code Clay and continues to use it. Yeah, you guys are the reason that it's ad-free and I show up every day. So I appreciate it. And I really do mean that, by the way. I know sometimes maybe I get a little monotone in voice because I say kind of the same thing, but I do mean it. I do mean it, even though maybe it comes across as repetitive. I really do. So, all right. I think we're all set. Well, good morning, everybody. Officially, it is Wednesday, August 12th. The year is 2026. And boy, oh boy, we kind of have a snoozer on our hands, at least for me and my strategy. Yeah, well, CPI was right here. And then lasted all of 5 minutes. And right now we're in a pretty epic. All right, epic maybe is a strong word, but I mean just the range. So I think right there, not think. Let's just get this officially. So I'm going to try to trade the range, but trading the range means you have to define the range. So how am I going to define the range? Well, I'm going to call that the top. Well, how do you know? I don't know. This is a guess. Wait, what you mean you're I am. Believe it or not, trading is actually guessing. Despite what others may try to tell you, it is ultimately a guess. So I'm gonna guess right there is the bottom of the range. And we'll try to take some trades relative. But yeah, in all actuality, kind of started back not that long after the open. Now the good news is it's not like it's a 10-point range. There's still room within here, but as far as direction is concerned in this market, yeah, just a whole lot of sideways. Can it be a head and shoulders? That's not really been my bread and butter pattern. I suppose maybe in theory, but I'm not really seeing anything that would suggest that. But yeah. Hey, Mango. Kevin, good morning. Sorry, the other, I can't remember. Other Kevin, good morning. Kevin Hawthorne, and then Kevin You Plays. But yeah, how are all your days going so far? Good news. I have good news. I have good news. The streak is over. The streak of cooking accounts is over. Monday, unfortunately, cooked a pro account. Yesterday, cooked, thankfully, just a test account, but nothing cooked. So there will need to be no 11 a.m. chat today because there's really, I had nothing to report. I played the pullback here, got a couple bounces. That was 2 trades on NQ, and then this was I played this momentum up. You could argue, if I'm being honest with myself, probably chased it a bit, but in my defense, I scalped out pretty quickly. So one of the buy high, sell higher type things. Green by the skin of my teeth, small red, but unsurprising this chop. Yeah, Maddie, good job. Then Mango, watch Odyssey. Oh yeah, haven't really heard about the Odyssey anymore. It seems like Spider-Man. It's kind of the cat's meow now. I mean, putting up huge numbers, but yeah, I know the Odyssey was had a lot of drama with it, at least on social media. Day 1 of many, we hope. Agreed. Looks like you had a good. Kyle. Looks like you had a good morning. Yeah, it's been fine. But overall, yeah, I guess let me put it this way. If we're using the streak as the baseline, it's been a very good morning. But the streak and the baseline is being cooked accounts. So I'm very happy to report that was in some ways that was kind of my goal. Like, all right, Clay, let's just make sure you show up on live stream today and not be able to say the streak continues. I cooked another account. I don't know. I don't know if that was a good goal. Maybe that was kind of an egotistical goal, but that was that played a role in my thoughts. But yeah, mission accomplished, and I should be okay. Should I have cooked accounts on stream before, but being in front of others, it does something for me at least in the accountability department. And then afterwards, I guess it'll be weather dependent because we're supposed to get some rain. I think the rain will be done by the time I'll head over to the property. But like yesterday, there was no temptations. As soon as I was done, I was over to the property. And so that it's the times where I have nothing to do in the afternoon, where my kids are off, they're out and about doing an errand, or there's once school kicks back in, we'll have homeschooling. So it's those things where, like, when I have nothing to do, that's where it gets dangerous after stream, because you all go away as accountability, and then I'm kind of bored in some senses. And I don't know about you, I'll only speak for myself, but I've made trades before out of boredom. And I don't want to be overly dramatic and say, and I've always cooked accounts, or I've always... No, sometimes it turns out fine. But man, boredom trades can get a bit sketchy. They can get a bit sketchy. Hey, VA Closer. Hey, good morning, Viril. Anybody here ever done boredom trades? I'm like, what does that even mean, Props? Look how the new YouTube thing, look how it translated that. You meant to say Doc Soul, but it translated as please guide me. Dude, but that's what it means. That's actually what it means in Mongolian. Now, I was under the impression it meant command me, but I could see it please guide me, which also actually, so maybe that's how you spell it. Because it's from the video game where you click on a villager, so it actually makes sense for the villager to say to the person kind of controlling them, hey, guide me. Please guide me. Tell me what you want to do. Do I need to go chop wood, mine stone, mine gold? So, okay, maybe it's not command me, it's guide me. But either way, Doc Soul trade still makes sense because I'm looking at the chart saying guide me chart, guide me chart. Translate thing is not new. It's been around, but yeah, right there. Guten Morgen translated to good morning. I personally, I don't like it because a lot of times, like, people are typing jokes and stuff, and then it translates them, or it just makes things seem weird. Correct, Age of Empires, yeah. Specifically, Age of Empires 4 in this situation. All right, it's approaching. Maybe I'm going to try to trade the range. I guess I'll get my entry down there. That's what I think is the bottom of the range. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know if you guys see it or not. Do you guys see the translate thing? It might only be for me. If I remember right, you guys, because I still remember when that logo showed up, and I'm like, what is that? Who's doing that? Why are you guys all of a sudden doing that? And you're all thought I was, I mean, I am crazy, but you're like, dude, what are you talking about? We don't see anything. Trading the range right now is printing. Well, assuming you define the range properly, it's printing. Yes, I agree. But that's also kind of a tricky thing to define the range properly. Like, I don't know, is this the bottom of the range? Should it be a little bit lower? Should it be higher? Is this even a range anymore? A lot of unknown questions. Oh, you guys do see it? Okay, I think when it first started, you guys did not see it, which would make sense because it was probably still in more of a test mode. Well, maybe it'll come back down, but if this goes right back up, I guess in hindsight, right there should have kind of been the bottom of the range, and that would have been a nice entry point. Obviously easy to do in hindsight, but that's my point of why just saying trade in the range. It's not quite that easy. Trade the trend. Buy the dip. All those sound cool, but unfortunately it takes a little bit more. Okay, maybe. I think there's still a chance. Maybe it comes down and tests the bottom of my defined range. Or this is the bottom now of the range, and it comes back up here. Wow, what a good recovery, Evil. Very good recovery. That is impressive, good sir. Oh, I don't know if I like this now. You guys, well, I don't know about all of you, but I know many of you, when it comes up and then comes back down, it kind of kills the mood a little bit, but I don't know. There's bottom of a range. We have the VWAP. We have the 200 SMA. There's a lot. There's quite a bit of congestion here. Does that guarantee a bounce? It doesn't, but your Team Dragon. All right, Grant's going with he is in medieval concepts where the price is a dragon, and you're either rooting for the dragon or rooting for the knights. That actually does, like, because a lot of people, oh, shorts are evil, shorts are blah, and I can understand why people would say that. So yeah, it would make sense. If you're on Team Dragon, that means you're short. You want to see those knights get eaten up. Well, I guess it would still, yeah, it would still depend. The 6:30 candle is the top. What time? What time zone are you talking to us in? If you guys don't mind, Eastern time. If you could just talk in Eastern time, that keeps us all on the same page. Okay, here we go. Maybe. Okay, I'm gonna try to trade the range. Let's see if this is gonna be the bottom. Hey, Travis, good to see you. Oh, 9:30. Okay. That's kind of, I don't know. 6:30 seems pretty early for the open. I think Central's in the best time. Maybe Mountain time. But the market closes at 3 p.m. Well, in Central time. Okay, here we go. Maybe. Are you going to bounce off the 200 period? Crap. All right, I'm lowering it down here at this point. Red $31, shutting it down before I blow the account. Yeah. Good idea, Alfonso. Good discipline. I don't know if Mitt's here, but we had somebody. Okay, just a minute. I know. I'm no longer. Oh, Docs. Oh man, that's my fault. I lost faith. I did not trust my original. Oh wow. I'm all right. That's embarrassing. Anyways, let's all pretend like we didn't witness that debacle. Let's all pretend that you didn't see me call a great entry point and then move my entry point and then have it bounce right off my original entry point and then miss the trade. Let's all pretend like nobody saw that happen. I had quick 10 points. Hoover caught it. Good. Well, I'm glad some of you guys caught it. The power of independent thinking. To think, oh, Clay, I agree. Wait, you're changing your entry point, Clay. No, because I'm an independent thinker, I disagree. I'm going to keep my entry point there. Well, there you go. Your independent thinking just led you to a nice little quick winner. No, Brad. In all actuality, Brad, they were way underpriced to begin with. So, like, and I think what happened was they're like, what's the point of being way underpriced? I mean, even me, I didn't realize they were way underpriced until I was like 4 or 5 months into using them and talking about them because it was just kind of hidden. My guess is having these low commissions is not really giving us any leverage. It's not like people are like running around and so like we might as well just join everybody else. So yeah, I don't foresee them. If I put myself in a strictly business sense, I think they made the right move. Now I'm not. I mean, like obviously I'm not. Because that was one of my talking points here. So that talking point's gone away for me. But if I if I put myself in their shoes, yeah, why keep something really cheap when nobody even talks about it really? Like not that many people are even aware of it or consider it anyways. So why not join everybody else? Hey, Indica. On the bright side, NQ's cheaper. So that's to be fair. For the NQ people, they're not complaining. What's my strategy? The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I like candlesticks and moving averages, VWAP, some volume. I don't have any cool sounding terminology. But at the end of the day, Q999A, you're going to have your own strategy. I understand some people make it seem like you go to Walmart and pick a strategy off a shelf and then you trade that strategy, but that's not how trading actually works. If it worked like that, trading would be a lot easier. So Q999A, at the end of the day, you're going to have to build your own strategy. Now, you can take frameworks, but at the end of the day, you're going to have your own little fine-tuned details that are unique to you because you are a unique creature of personal risk tolerance. Hey, David. Virgil. I mean, who's to say? Maybe. But I appreciate you also acknowledging that maybe you're putting on the conspiracy hat a little bit too. But to be fair, yeah, maybe. Again, it's my opinion. It's my opinion, and because I've seen it here, the amount of people that have no idea about the commissions, don't even consider commissions, a lot, and I am equally as guilty. Like I said, I was with Take Profit Trader. In fact, I learned from some of you guys several months ago about commissions actually being low. I didn't even know. I just assumed that they were kind of all unique or equal across the board. So I think from the business standpoint, like I said, they made the right move. They're like, this is not really we're not gaining any upside. Most people don't even realize we have cheap commissions. So why exactly are we keeping them cheap? We might as well just bring them up in line with everybody else and nothing has really changed. So, I mean, it makes good sense to me why they did it. And from that regard, hey, Zooks, good morning. They sent out an email. Always people leaving breadcrumbs that have the bad morning routine. So self-made project. You made a mistake in your morning routine. You apparently forgot to check your email on Monday. Again, really as any traders, but definitely as prop firm traders. Make it part of your morning routine to check the economic calendar, yes, and also check your email. Because you sometimes if there's something that happens, you want to be aware of the thing that happens. As Captain Obvious as that sounds, it's yeah, there we go. I'm saying, wait, what? Oh, you know what? I like their emails. I think their email today had some really good quotes in it. And knock it off the spam emails. This is a trigger point for me because I'm on the other side that does run a business. And then people sign up for my email, and then I've had people stop spamming me. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what spam is. You signed up. And not to mention, it's not like I'm sending you 30 emails a day. But like spam is where like you get something that you never signed up for. So yes, it drives me nuts when people sign up for something and then you send them an email like spam. Wait, what? Don't call me a spammer. You're the one that signed up for it. So yes, that is a trigger point for me because I as a business owner that does have an email list and has heard that term thrown in my face before by the people that sign up for it. It's like, that's why, you know what? Hospitality is a true gift. To try to have hospitality towards the human population, there are a lot of dents out there. That is why hospitality is actually something that like people have degrees in. Like, you know, it's bad when you have to have a college degree on how to deal with the dents of society. Oh, I'm fact checking myself. Yeah, right here. I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Ohio State had one, which is where I went to school. Right. Bachelor of Science in Hospitality Management. What that really means in Bachelor of Science in dealing with the dents of the population. That's what that actually is. Hotels, gaming, food service, and more. Where's prop firms at? Where's prop firm? Dealing with the morons in the prop firm space. Where's that at? Okay, maybe they got to add that in. Self-made project, regardless. Don't call stuff spam that you signed up for. Geez, Clay, relax. I preface this all by saying that is a trigger point, like a touchy thing, because it's so just it's like so just dripping of victimhood mentality. You sign up for something, they do what you signed up for, and then you use the word spam towards them. It's like it's the equivalent of you giving somebody money, and then they take the money and walk off, and you start to yell robber to them. Robber, thief, thief, thief. I stand no chance. Yeah, no, I should probably take that. I'm a little rough around the edges at times too. They probably call it a science because there is probably science behind it. I'm sure there's a lot of data on where they've done like experiments and they're like, we've had a big group of people. And when you treat these people X versus Y, here's the data, here's the statistics. So yeah, there probably is actually a science behind it. I'm sure it's relatively data. It is data driven, right? What do you think a focus group is, right? You know, you guys have heard of focus groups, right? Businesses run focus groups. They're doing that to turn, that's a science, right? That's an experiment. Do I email daily? Again, that irrelevant. If you sign up for something, well, you know what? What is spam? Not the food. Yeah, key parts of spam. Unsolicited. First thing, you did not ask for the email or give permission to give it. Exactly. Exactly. That's the key part. Just right here. So don't be the person where you give somebody money, you hand it to them, and then they walk off and you start screaming robber, thief at them. It's not a good look. Not a good look. Drives me nuts. As somebody that has been called a spammer before, and I'm like, what are you talking about? You signed up for my email list. What are you talking about? Hey, Neil, there you are. Spam to me is unwanted email. Okay, well, justice to me is randomly punching you in the face. Like sorry, you don't get to redefine terms, Sam the man. That's not how language works. Well, an elephant to me is what others call bread. That's what an elephant to me is. It's a loaf of bread. You see how society breaks down quickly? Spam to me, well, we're not our own dictionaries, Sam the man. Can you imagine that if we all took that approach? A word to me is apply whatever definition you want. Society crumbles like that. Well, could also subscribe to monthly newsletter and receive. Well, also could subscribe to a monthly newsletter and receive promotional offers 3 times a week. I love spam and egg. I do like spam and eggs. Hey, King. Doing all right. Yeah, no, that's true, Virgil. And I'm open to the argument. Like I sign up for a weekly email, and then you start to get 30 emails. Well, that would imply that those 29 were like you didn't sign up for that. So in that regard, true. But again, if the claims are one thing, but when you say, well, spam is just what I don't want, it's like, well, that's not the definition of spam. Spam is the key definition is something that I never gave permission to get. You just said unsolicited email is the definition. No. Yeah, unsolicited. You gave an email. Did you give the person your email? Okay, all right. We might have talked past each other, Sam. Is unwanted email. True. I thought you meant like you sign up for something and then they send you an email that, well, you actually don't want. So therefore it's spam. That's what I thought you meant. But if you meant it in the sense of, no, I never even gave permission for it and therefore it's unwanted, fine. Yeah, the WNBA certainly has some issues on their hands right now. Quite the thing to follow. And for anybody that's not or new around here, we love to talk logical fallacies. If you want just a cesspool of logical fallacies right now, start to follow that on social media. The big one out there right now would be the ad hominem fallacy. But yeah, if you want any real time, I mean, let's face it, social media is filled with logical fallacies, anyways. But right now, way more than ever. Tricky down here. Got a little messy. Ultimately curled back up. Okay, yeah, Sam. We just talked past each other a little bit. Appreciate it, brother. Thank you for clarifying. Thank you. Glad we could get it figured out. Yes, indeed. Fake. Well, again, yes. Fake break depending on how you define the lower range, right? So for range traders that said the bottom of the range is right there, no fake break for them. But I hear what you're saying for sure. That if you define the range up there, then yeah, that was a fake break. Sometimes on random site, we'll click accept all button, trigger emails too. Sometime on random site, we click accept all button. Well, yeah, but no, on a random site, you'd have to first at least give your email though, right? Like nobody can email you. Okay, well, obviously that's not a site. It's not going to just email you unless you give them your email. So I don't know how a random site that you visit all of a sudden starts to send you emails. I guess I don't know. Is it possible that they know and then all of a sudden they connect the email database that they bought? All right, here we go. Childish. All right, let's see. Come down a little bit more. Hey, Sam. Not stuck. Neil, where you been? People have been asking about you. And you just said you were stuck in a short. So does that mean you've had a couple rough days of rule breaking and you're still doing it? Sounds like you're still breaking rules. When anybody says they're stuck in something, not a guarantee, but I know in the past when I was, I'd be like, I'm stuck in a trade. It's like, really? Your broker won't let you sell? Well, no, I'm actually holding and hoping. That's what I mean by stuck. I'm holding and hoping. Like, oh, okay, that makes more sense. Oh, gotcha, Neil. Oh, yeah. Thank you. This candle right here, did that get anybody? That thing was nasty. What is it you're gonna on passing live with props? I'm not sure exactly what are you asking. On passing live, what are your thoughts on? Is it good or better to restart? Yeah, I'm RB7. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking. I don't want to assume that I know and then give you a wrong answer. So if you want to, can you clarify that a little bit, and I'll happily try to give you some thoughts. I think he means going live funded. Oh, okay, yeah, maybe, yeah. So Maddie, I think you could be right there. I mean, after X payout, you can pass. Oh, you mean where they send you live? So are you saying is it better to just like blow up that account so you can start over again? Um, yeah, I don't know the repercussions on that. I don't know if they'd pick up like you seem to be gaming the system. So I don't know if that could give you a kick. I don't know if they'd boot you. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Hey, listen, I'm a big fan. How can I make this situation work for me? Right? If the rules are the rules, instead of complaining about them, I'm one that's like, okay, let's. How do we make these rules work best? And that's what you're doing right now. So I can see that making sense, but I think a risk that you'll have to consider and will be your ultimate choices. Are they gonna pick up on what I'm doing and then be like, yeah, no, you're done, and then you lose the platform in its entirety? Is it mine or is stream is lagging today? I don't think it's lagging. I've not gotten any buffering things on my end, so I don't think it is. Maybe go give your hamster some water. I make too much, then I tilt off, not knowing why I can't. I make too much. What do you mean you make too much? I guess, or maybe my better question would be, why is making too much tilting you? My hamster runs on Brando. There you go. Only because I glued it if you have 5 accounts. Yeah, I'm not, and RB7. I use Take Profit Trader, so I am more familiar kind of with all of that. But ultimately, what you're, I see what you're thinking of doing. And like I said, I appreciate somebody that's like, okay, if these are the rules, how can I make these rules work best for me? Um, so yeah, you would just have to, and I don't know. I don't know if they care if you do that or not. They could, but that's just kind of a risk you'll have to assess on it if you're willing to take it or not. I mean, I guess let's just say worst case, they do care and you get the boot. The good news is there's plenty of other quality prop firms out there. Um, so, but yeah, like I said, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to do that risk analysis for yourself, whatever you feel comfortable with. Prop firm, you can't make more than certain amount. Well, yeah, but I that's fine. But in my mind, if you make more than that, you can just lose the money back down, right? So why does that tilt you? Are you saying you don't know how to lose money very quickly? Like, are you saying you tried to lose money and then you make more, or you try to lose and then you lose too much? It's too late by then. What's too late? Yeah, you're welcome, RB7. Movie ref. Okay, I don't think I've seen that reference or that movie. Yeah, okay, yeah, right. But with take profit trader, that's the consistent rule is not a big deal. If you go over it within the same session, just lose money down and you'll be good. For some reason, I thought you were with take profit trader. Hey, cranky bits. Should use this flow in your next job interview. I make too much money, can't lose. Hey, John. Yeah, I'm a little confused on what's going on, Zokru. I came away decent green and feel like it easily could have been very much the other way. Yeah, agreed. Uh, Now in hindsight, it's easy to be like, "Dang man, I would have just traded that range." It's like, well, yeah, in hindsight, but if you're somebody that's like, "Okay, fine, the Bears are taking over," nope. All right, fine, the Bulls, we're taking over. Oh, nope. Okay, yep, here the Bulls are back. Nope, nope, nope. All right, now the Bulls are back. Nope, nope, nope. Okay, now the nope, nope, nope. And of course, you have the opposite. Okay, maybe the shorts are taking over. Nope, maybe the short. Nope. So, yeah. I do agree that on a day like today, again, if you're not a range trader, then yes, to be green or slightly red, very very a positive. Great, cranky bits. Dumb question alert. Why is my MNQ 2-minute chart not the same? Yeah, they're. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's because each chart technically getting a different amount of volume. But yeah, Zooks, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, keeping the West wild. That's a very good point on your end. Yep, and that's still why I still think take profit trader is the king of the biz. But yeah, can you explain why? Of Roddy, like so, Rodrigo, read the message directly above you. That would be one. Now that doesn't apply with take profit trader, but with others it does. Another reason is fills are not quite as juicy. I'm pro buffer. Oh, pro terms of build a buffer. Okay. Yeah, Matt. Yeah, that Maddie's. At the end of the day, they're the same broadly speaking. If the NQ has a bull flag forming, MNQ has a bull flag forming. Now, are all the candles going to be exactly precisely no, they're not. But are they broadly speaking? Yes, they are the same. So in other words, it's never going to be like, okay, NQ's got the bull flag, and then you flip it over MNQ, and MNQ's got like a bear flag forming. It'll never be that. So yeah, are they 1-to-1 precisely? No, but they're they're close enough where I just basically say they're the same chart, right? Now, yes, you could ding me on definitions. Wait, Clay, but you said they're not 100%, so it can't be the same. Okay, you got me. You got me there. But just broadly speaking, they're close enough. Oh yeah, you're good. No need to apologize, Rodrigo. I'll try. I'll try along down here. Why not? I mean, oh great. Okay, trade of 8 is all right. I'm gonna F5 it real quick because I have a feeling if I get filled, I might have the blinking blue line. So let me can F5 real quick, refresh. Yeah, from everything I've seen and understood, Take Profit Trader has the best live accounts. I don't know about by far, but they have the best live accounts for like little things like that, which I don't talk too much about, mainly because the vast majority of people here, they're not at that bridge yet. Yeah, give your hamsters more of that Brando or Brondo or whatever word you said. Yeah, this I was commenting in the private community earlier, but this the past couple of weeks really does feel like summer trading now. All right, let's see. However, still very grateful for futures because there's still money that can be made. It's just, it is slower than what kind of we've been used to. Okay, here we go, maybe. Are you kidding me? Are you serious, Clark? Trade the range. I'm trying to trade the range. I just can't figure out the bottom of the range. All right, I'm moving it down to here now. Eight-point stop with slippage. We'll call it 10-point stop here. So let's see. Let's see if this is maybe, I bet I can get a little bit better. Let's come down a little bit more. There we go. There we go. 7, yeah. This will be my first target. Oh, no. Did I just move myself once again away from what would have been? Did I just do that again? Getting blurry. Well, then stop drinking, Frank. Put down the booze, and it won't be getting blurry. But the boo, yeah, I mean, like I said, Thomas Sowell is a brilliant man. There are no solutions. There's only trade-offs. Oh my goodness. Well, this is like record-setting territory of like the not the good type. I don't think I've made a trade yet. We're 42 minutes in. I've tried. I've tried multiple times. I cannot get filled. And some streams, I swear. I don't know what the record is. I think the record is probably like a trade within the opening minute. No, no, don't break down. Don't break down. No. Come down here and bounce. Hey, Jimmy. Don't be cheering for this thing to break down. Hey, Rim. Well, yeah, garbage for some. As we say around here, one trader's turd is another trader's gold bar. So, break up, por favor. Well, no, break up after you hit right here. Then I'm on your team, Virgil. But right now, I want it to drop a little bit further. Then I'll join you in cheering for it to break up. It's fine. Well, I hope my knights defeat you then. All right, no, I don't know what's going on. YouTube's had some issues. I don't, as far as I can tell, it's not me causing the buffering. YouTube has had issues all week. At the very beginning, when I click to start, it sits there and it spins for a good 30 seconds longer than normal. And then last week, I think some of you said we were having some buffering issues, and then some of you reported back, no, other streams are also having the same issue. So it seems like that issue has been resolved somewhat, but now there's maybe another issues going on. So yeah, I do not think it's anything on any of your ends. Okay, I think this is where I have to cancel it because we've had the move up and now it's failed. Yeah, I don't like it. I mean, we're right on the 5-minute too. We're right at a, okay, so my pivots are not here. Surprise. My pivots here now. There they are. So you can see right here, yeah. Last week you froze on cam. Yeah, no, there was that one time where it like just flat out dropped out. Yeah. But there's also just some buffering too. But I'm not seeing that on my end, but it sounds like a few of you are still having issues. So it doesn't seem to be universal though either. But yeah, if you are having some buffering, yeah, I don't think I'd freak out. I wouldn't necessarily blame your computer or anything. I think it's just YouTube. Okay, this is where it's. Envy, only thing holding up NQ. Oh, Frank. Frank, are you having a bad day? Frank, all of a sudden, with his just random fundamental things. I swear, if Coca-Cola would go up, everything else, it's Coca-Cola's fault. Is it yesterday's high? I don't know. Is it? Sometimes I have buffering on my iPad, but not on my phone. Huh. Yeah, I'm not even going to pretend like I know how that stuff works. Thomas, it depends on who you ask. It's probably if you like this sort of movement, then no, this is not a money destroying machine. This is a money printing machine for some. But yeah, I fully agree. Other strategies though, Thomas, yeah, this sort of action is not preferable. Yeah, if you're any form of breakout trader, odds are you're not having a good day. And if you are a breakout trader and you're just, moderately red or break even or who knows, small green, good job. Yes, yesterday's high is directly under the VWAP, a few points. Gotcha. Oh, there it was. And back up we go. It just seems so easy in hindsight to just trade the range. All right, I'm gonna trade. I'm gonna short this. If it wants to come back down, there we go. Okay, I'm in. Took one out. Give me another push. Took another one out. All right, there we go. Okay. Yeah, let's just get risk off the table. So now basically at break even. Next target will be the 50 because I could see it maybe bouncing off of there. Hit that farm. Thank you, brother. There you go. And I'll just let these last two cook. Let's let these last two cook. Oh, okay. Well, that was cool. That was fun. To me, it would make sense that NQ would hit the data low, but ES already hit its data low. What's a data low? What's that? What's a data low? Aren't all those data lows because isn't the low a piece of data? I'm about to do with this trade what you do with a toxic. You're maybe getting a little frustrated when you're comparing the price action to a toxic X. Well played there. I guess, James. Thanks, James. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, exactly. The market maker. I was like, all right, let's let this thing cook. And it showed up with gallons of water and opened up my charcoal grill and was like, nah. Doggone it. No, that's a data better than a high dividend, the speed of light to the. Oh, that makes sense, Dean. Oh, the news candle? I don't know. In my mind, it just makes more sense to call that the news candle low. Or more specifically, the 8. So that came out at 8:30 Eastern, the 8:30 candle low. But I get what you're saying because you want to point out that that was a news candle. So maybe a news candle low, but okay. Well, thank you. Now I know a data low implies data from like a news release. Hey, Percent Investments, thank you. Where have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. And it's a new call. Look at that. See, that's pretty savage. Making longs think. Okay, finally, I'm a range trader. I bet it's head up to the top of the range. No, just kidding. There we go down. Tricky. Okay, I need a break from Harper today. I'm gonna send him in timeout. I told him yesterday, hey buddy, could you provide some context? This dude's talking about bull flags. I don't know what time frame he's talking about. He's talking things as if it's a guarantee. We will squeeze. So we'll give him 5 minutes to see if he wants to maybe rearrange. There you go. 5 minutes for Harper. Seems like a nice guy, but man, he's right back to up what I tried to explain yesterday. If he could help out with a little bit more context to his comments. But I mean, and he knows better to use the word will. The biggest breadcrumb of newbiness is the word will. If you use the word will, you are, very easily a newbie. Now, Dunning-Kruger effect, you may think you're not a newbie, but that's Dunning-Kruger effect. You are a newbie still. That's not even a breadcrumb. To use the word will is like a loaf of bread. It's like the loaf that Jesus used to feed the 5,000. That's the type of bread it is to use the word will. Always pleasantly surprised at the type of blue collar guys. Yeah, I think we have a good mix. All right, potential short here on the back test. If this wants to come up here, so in my mind, if this is the bottom of the range, it's finally been broken. Is this now an area of resistance? So is it going to break down and then, the back test and go? Now, with today's trickiness, I could see this just being a total fake breakdown and we go straight back up. And if that happens, it'll be a losing trade. But that's the way I'm going to look to play it right now. Yeah, that's right. Okay, here we go. Maybe. In fact, let me just get the order out there. Okay. Okay? Come up at least to the VWAP here. Okay, looking for a short right there. See if this is kind of a back test of the range and see if this former support is now a resistance. You're wearing a blue shirt? I'm wearing a green shirt. Kyle, what are you talking about? All right, maybe. Struggling with that pivot point right now. Headed down, I think. Yeah, I'm thinking and hoping so too, but we'll see. All right, nope. I'm in. All right, I couldn't move it in time. I was going to move it up there, but I was not fast enough. Still not a terrible entry, but like I said, if this is a fake break, well, guess what? It fooled me. We'll see though. Hey, rookie. Come on. I'm actually wondering if I want to add down here short. Add to a winner. I don't know if I have that much faith that this is truly the breakdown of the channel. Take one out there. If I can roll down there, it'll be my first target. All right, so Dan chose the Skelpy Skelp. We'll see if Dan was right, or if I was right to not do the Skelpy Skelp. Well, I mean, yes. I'm also holding and hoping, but there's a difference between holding and hoping because you have a reason versus holding and hoping without any reason other than just hope. Not that I think there will be a spike, but I suppose in theory there could always just be some random spike, so I might as well just be ready for it just in case. But no, I do not think that it's going to all of a sudden spike down there and hit those orders. But if you've been here before, you've seen there's been some spikes that I didn't have my order sitting out there and then was not able to take advantage of them. Yeah, Dan, I'm not, again, I'm willing to concede that might have been the right move on your part. Thank you. All right, let's get risk off the table now. Oh, crap, not 41. Not 41. 4. 4. Might as well go for lows here. There we go. Okay, let's put this over here now. Risk is off the table. Worst case, I'm making about 13 points now, so that's good. My risk is I make 13 points, reward unknown, because I don't know how far down this might want to bleed. Yeah, agreed, Maddie. Agreed. 5 minutes looking kind of juicy. Am I about to turn into a piggy and not even take this? No, be disciplined. It could double bottom there. So just take another one off there just in case it does double bottom. Thank you, brother. I mean, don't be a double bottom. Let's see if it wants to come down. There we go. We'll go down there for the next target. Come on. Try not to look at the P&L. I don't know. I don't even know what the P&L is looking like right now. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look at the P&L. Just watch the chart, Clay. Clay, your risk is you make 14 points right now. Risk, make 14 points, reward unknown. Be happy with that. No need to look at the chart. Or, I mean, no need to look at the P&L. Well, that candle's not looking good for me. Never say never, never. All right. All right, I'll take it. My one regret, should have added. Should have added. You heard me say it. But yes, of course, it's easy for me to say I should have added with hindsight in my favor. So that comment is very worthless, but I'm going to say it anyways. I should have added. There we go. Just broke the range. Back test. That area did ultimately turn out to be an area of resistance. And What's that movie where the kid's got the no regrets tattoo and it's spelled wrong? What is that? Did you at least add in hindsight? I did. Yes. I'm requesting the payout right now. There, it's already been denied. We're the Millers out. No, yeah, no regrets. Anybody anybody been in, oh my goodness. Anybody in line in the storm? Indiana just continue. Indiana, Illinois continue to just get hammered with these strikes. I saw a graphic today on Facebook. Ohio, just because, and that's where I grew up. But it was something like 40,000 lightning strikes in the past 24 hours. The whole state was like where they tracked them all. It was like covered the entire state. So any of you here in Indiana or Illinois, or I suppose western or eastern Iowa, we just got missed again. As I think as of now. Like, man, when this weather gonna chill out? Since when is Indiana and Ohio like not really traditionally known as the bastion of severe storms? You had to fly through that? Oh my. That woo. Yeah, 5 minutes does have that a nice little lower tread line there. I should probably put that in. Let's see. How do we want to draw this? Something like that, probably. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that line for now. Get rid of this line for now. Do some house cleaning. I don't want to have a chart with a ton of clutter. Oh. So I know some of you are always wondering about homestead updates in the house. Second layer of mud was on yesterday, drying. Sounds like they're going to do a third layer today, and then hopefully sanding happens tomorrow. Porch roof is getting, because there's like a wraparound porch on it. That roof was getting like there was a bunch of hips, and we're doing a metal roof, so that's there's anybody that's ever done like asphalt roofs, it's very easy to make the cuts because it's just tar. You grab a utility knife, whoosh, whoosh. But the metal roof, you got the tin snips, so it just everything takes a little bit while longer. Yeah, it's a hut. It is a big hut. Isn't mud clay, or is mud just, what is the definition of dirt? I don't know. Is mud? I think clay's different than mud. I mean, no roof would have, I think, been cheapest. But correct. I guess you're just saying cheaper. Agreed. Yeah, straw roof would have been cheaper. Cheapest would have just been no roof. Not worried about the noise during storms in the metal roof. No. There's quite a bit of insulation going on, so. We do the what is it? I can never remember. The open cell spray. We're not doing the whole house in open cell, but one of them is like really good for sound. I think it's whatever one gets really big, expands a lot. I think that's open cell. So we have that in some strategic locations. My great grandparents had the same metal. Yeah, 70. Yeah, metal roofs. They got some longevity to them. Clay is specific fine grain. Okay, that's what I thought. There you go. Thank you, Virgil. Yes. Mud is just any kind of soil that's mixed together. Yes. I have spray foam insulation with metal roof, and you can't hear it. Yeah. Yeah, that the spray foam stuff is very good for sound from. All right, maybe a short here. Not maybe, I will take it short. Come on, come on. And I'm just going to put your order up there. Hey, good morning, Muhammad. You're short. Well, all right. I'm trying I'm trying to get short. But that ship has sailed away, apparently. All right, maybe we can back to the drawing board on this one. If it comes back up here, I'm not going to be interested at this point for a short. Man, this pivot point has kind of been the star of the show. This again, this is all hindsight analysis. But since basically 11-10, star of the show for the longs, deceive the longs, but hopefully longs that had all the wins right here had a tight stop, and yeah, they gave back some of their wins, but should have been nothing too crazy, and then has now been a good indicator for the shorts. Hey, good morning, Bella. I'm going to go long at 820 for range bias. Where's your stop at 820? Entry at 820, where are you going to put your stop? Like an 820 long in my mind does not sound crazy at all. I totally see the logic there. Where are you going to put your stop? I think I'll try to hold short to 800. 810 stop. Roger that. Oh yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. It's like a construction zone. It looks like driving on the expressways here in America in the summer. That candle's got me a little scared right now about doing any shorts right here. So this was all right, BPN. How are we gonna go today? Is today the ban or what? What's gonna happen here? You had some time to reflect upon your choices. We'll see if you decided to. Well, look at that. I still would not have been filled anyways. I was looking to get filled up around here, so yeah. I'm actually glad I didn't put in that order because now I'd be upset. Like, figures. Oh, so close yet never did it. Never filled me, but I think I'm going to try. I like the 820. I can see the logic. I'm going to try a long down there. Let's see what we can cook up. Hopefully, I'm not the one getting cooked. Again, BPN, this is going to be my final time. You continue to talk past the point. The point is this. We don't want to hear about your analysis if you're not taking the trades because you don't actually believe in the analysis you're given. Well, how can you say that? Because you're not putting any skin in the game. You're just yapping. Now, if you're giving us numbers and trades and you're putting money behind these things, well, then by all means chime in because what you're chiming in with, you have confidence in. Confidence being measured by the fact of, well, you're taking the trade. But anybody can yap. Right? And again, I cannot make that any more clear. So if you're going to continue to do what you did, then you're either you actually just your brain, something's wrong with your brain, or you're trolling. Okay? That's the final time I explain that. So either grab yourself a prop firm and start making some trades, or just sit back and enjoy the show. Nobody likes a backseat Driver. That a boy, legendary. Well, I don't mind people. Nobody's really giving advice, but I don't mind people giving their thoughts. But if you're not really going to put any money behind it, well then, yeah, you don't actually believe in it. I got a prop firm today. Yeah, who'd you get? Japanese. That's good. Breakout. I mean, I guess kind of. Yeah, yeah. I suppose you could call that a bear flag, but all right, I'm gonna cancel that out. Short 850. Yeah, it's not crazy. Not crazy. Yeah, I don't know. I just seems kind of messy to me. But I can, I'm not gonna call anybody crazy for getting short right here. Just I don't know. That triple bottom is nice. Hopefully, yeah. If it does come down there, I will be interested in a long down there. Hey, good short, Marius. Good job. Very good job. See, it's so much better when people actually give numbers in real time. So now we can cheer on Amarius. None of this trust me, bro nonsense. Great job, Amarius. Very good job. Hey, W4. Where have you been? How? No, well, I need to be asking you. How's the recovery coming? Screw the house. You're the one recovering from neck surgery. How's your neck coming? Doing all right? I'm out at 8:33. Man, good job, Amarius. Hey, what's up, JP? But yeah, house is coming along nice. Drywall is hung. Drywall is being mudded. Siding has begun outside. Propane. Power company was out yesterday spraying where the power lines were, just so the guys, when they dig the trench for the propane lines, obviously don't get electrocuted. Hopefully this spring. I don't know when he's supposed to do chickens. I would assume this spring. I think we've maybe landed on a farm dog. A Great Pyrenees. I think that's what we might go with. The guy that farms some of our land, they breed Great Pyrenees, so we kind of have a hookup. But they seem like a good farm dog from my initial research. Supposed to be very kid friendly. Yeah, I mean, you can suggest whatever you want. They're good. They will keep you from losing chickens and such. Not bad, actually. Hadn't traded because that's probably a bad idea. Yeah, agreed. Agreed. Yeah, being looped up on pain meds. I can't say I've ever been on them. But yeah, that seems like you're in a logical spot to say that. If there is a neighbor breeding, sounds good. Yeah, yeah. We want to get from everything I've read is like you should get two, so they have a companion. We were thinking of so the guy building our house, Sam. His wife does Bernese Mountain Dogs. Cool, such a cool looking dog. But yeah, those things are expensive because she doesn't. She's like not doing much. She's got like the bloodlines are pure and blah blah blah, and it's just like I get it. Like I see the value for some people about all the. But it's like, man, I don't know. Like $2,500 a pop. I don't know. Then again, to be fair, I don't know. I didn't ask the guy what the dogs sell for the Great Pyrenees, but $2,500 for a dog is like. I'm pretty indifferent to dogs. I grew up with dogs, but like, do I miss not having a dog? No. Do I actually want dogs? No, that's just more stuff to take care of. But I do understand the homestead life, kids, all that sort of like chicken, like dog, probably good to have. Yeah, no, I mean there is the ongoing cost, but I mean $2,500 up front. That puts you behind the eight ball very quickly. Yeah, good thinking W4, but yeah, all kidding aside, very glad to hear that your recovery from neck surgery is coming along well. My bloodhound was 2,500 8 years ago, so that isn't terrible. Okay, fair point. Again, I've not ever been in the dog market. Like I said, I had them growing up, but that would be my parents that were in the dog market. So I have really zero baseline. Like I don't know at like. So yeah, maybe 2,500. That seems like a lot to me, but I don't know anything. I know very little. Good surgeon makes a big difference. That makes sense. That's also scary that there's such a thing as bad surgeons. It's like, man, I wish the medical system had a way of failing people out of the system if you're bad at surgery. I gotta get the fan turned on. Getting a little. Okay. All right. Yeah. I don't mean 2,500 is actually bad. To be fair, for all I know, is it's a super fair price. Maybe it's underpriced. I'm just saying to the untrained person, when I hear $2,500 for a dog, I'm like, say that again? Especially when you want to get two. You get, yeah. I guess that makes sense. All right, maybe a short here. So at this point, I'm now looking for basically a rejection off the VWAP, these highs here, and now the trend line has come into play. Just go to the pound and get a free dog. That actually freaks me out with kids. I want the dog to grow up with my kids. That's not a risk I'm willing to take. I realize even if the dog grows up with your kids, there's still like that. That's not a zero risk thing, but I think the odds are more in my favor. Come on. If this is actually the breakout, well then more power to you. I'll take the loss and go on with my merry day. All right, I'm in risk management mode now. I'm not even going for green. Let's see it. Ideally, it pulls back a little bit more here. Whoa, what was that? I turned my head for a second and looking at like a spike can. Oh, I almost want to add here now. Like, is it about to snap back down? No, don't over fancy it. Don't over fancy it. Come on. Neil, you're cracking walnuts right now? Your position size a little too big, brother? I know. I should be out. I should be out. Hey. All right. Come on. You got to be kidding me. Right down to my entry, and it bounces right off it. I hate when the price does that. I think that's probably, I don't know. If I had to guess, like, what is top three most triggering things? It's got to be this in the future, especially on Tradeovate, where like it puts your line out there so you know, and then you see the price bouncing right off it. It's got to be. All right, I'll take. Hey, can I get out of this thing, please, sir? What are we doing here with our lives? Thank you. That was a gift. Again, that is why hard stops, that is a pitfall. Hard, that little spike took out hard stops, but I was still in. BPN, just trade futures. I promise you will like futures more than Bitcoin. Futures move so much better than Bitcoin. I promise. I promise. I'm undefeated. Other people that show up trading something other than futures, those that try futures are like, oh yeah, wow, this is way better. Step out of the Bitcoin cult. Stop out of the crypto cult. It's okay. You can still invest in crypto. You're not cheating on anybody. If you're to go and trade futures, it's okay. You can, but why? Why trade big? Just trade the things that have the most volume and smoothest action. It's like people that are in the gold cult. Well, hey Clay, I'll trade futures, but it's still got to be gold. Why? Why can't it be the things with the most volume that move the smoothest? Why isn't that the standard? You know? Well, yeah, Cam, that's like silver. Like you're just there is a point where things move too volatile and it becomes untradeable. AK silver, right? Anybody that was here, what, 7 months ago now for silver? Like it, and I'm not even saying this as a joke. If you could be in a silver trade for more than 15 seconds, that was actually impressive. Because within 15 seconds, odds are you either lost multiple thousands of dollars or you made multiple thousands of dollars. But there was no rhyme or like it was just that crazy. No, I've talked with this person, Cam. I assure you that's not it. Well, yeah, but at least they've chilled out a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're still not crazy legendary, but yeah, I mean, you're not new, right? You were here 7 months ago when those things were like just like I had one day where I blew a pro account. I went on tilt and I maxed out, and I went six minis on silver. I put like if it breaks this point, I'm buying. I was on tilt, and I'm not kidding you. I made I don't okay. This part is I think I made 23 or 23 $2,800, and I kid you not, like a half a second. So in that moment, not only did I hit the buffer on my pro account, I was nicely into payout territory on one silver trade in like a half a second. So yeah. Okay. Why? Why is that indica? Cam, I'm telling you right now, I appreciate your good heart. I appreciate you trying to maybe come from a spot of trying, but like this was yesterday. It's like talking to a void. We're in Asia. Just don't even try, Cam. Cool. What is it? It's like Thailand, Cambodia, like Vietnam. I don't know why. I don't know why. They don't do it anymore, but like for some reason at some point, I mean, I guess it does have to do with money and like numbers, so I guess I can see how. But like I was getting a bunch of videos about the people that move there. They're like, yeah, I live on 50 US dollars a week because everything's so cheap. Hey, Carmen. All right, looking for a short here. Come on. Crap, that's why I should have just had my order out there. Okay, I'm short. See if it wants to reject. Okay, you just gonna keep cruising? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Did I? Oh, I think I. Wow. I was just looking for a small loss on that one. All right, this is the second one in a row where I get a fill and it pushes too much and I got to go down to that loss control mode where I'm just looking for small red. Again, in hindsight, I would have been okay. It came down, but yeah, I think you're probably right, Rodrigo. It's either that or he's just really young and doesn't. He's not tracking the conversation. Like his situational awareness is very very bad. Because when people are talking about yearly swings, it's like that's just not that you're in a very that's not that's not the demographic you're in right now. Nobody here is taking yearly swings. Okay, no one is a strong word. I highly doubt very few people here are interested in yearly swings. I think the vast majority are day traders. Well, maybe. By the way, this tread line, Neil, shout out. Neil talked about the tread line, broke, came back here, back tested it several times, never fell back below it, and then finally got the move. I take 3 rings. Is there supposed to be another squeeze in GME? It kind of cycles sometimes. Like I swear, sometimes. You know what? I've been curious. Did AMC see any sort of movement after Spider-Man and all the big numbers? Did AMC actually make a move and react? Okay. When did Spider-Man come out? Here? Was this a Spider-Man period? My guess is this was Spider-Man. What date is that? Okay, I can't even tell. I mean, we're still a little bit of ways away from 100,000 per share, as was promised. Still got a ways to go before $100,000 per share, but it's on its way. Yeah, right, BPN. But I'm getting the impression you're just a younger kid. You're not wrong. We are all traders, but like if it happens to be all day traders, and then you continually talk about swing trading, sure, fair enough. Everybody is traders, but there are two subsets of traders. So that's where you got to people have to be able to think in categories, think in nuance. Because just say we're all traders, true, but that's also a display of not being able to think in categories. So when you continually talk in the category of swing trading, when you're around a bunch of people in a separate category, such as day traders, it comes across as though you just want attention or you're trolling or something like that. Again, I understand you're not trying to, but I'm trying to explain how do you understand? You got to think in categories. Maybe that'll help you out. Everything has categories, right? If I say an animal attacked me, does that really mean anything? Well, no, because animals are a broad category. It's going to make a big difference. If I'm in the category of a tiger versus a category of a mouse, those are two very different. Well, they're both animal attacks, though, Clay. Well, yeah, but you're thinking too broadly. So think in categories, BPN. Then you'll start to realize why you're coming across as rage baiting and annoying. It was a bat. It was a bat. That's true. There we go. You heard it here. AMC to 100,000 next week. I wonder what 100,000 calls would be. They're probably like 0.0000000000001 cents per contract. Nice job, Neil. Always a good feeling. Get that risk off the table. Good job. Can you go over your strategy? Yeah, I do that a part of the mentorship in great detail. But no, I'm not. Yeah. That'd be a very quick way to burn out. Like I'll talk in generalities, but all the little details that I am considering, that'd be a quick burnout for the live stream if I did that every trade. So no, I can't really go over my strategy here because I'd burn myself out quickly going through all the little details of every trade. Like I understand some people are like, oh, he just shorts when it hits the VWAP. It's like, okay, I mean, yeah, that's true. But like, why don't I always short at VWAP? There's a lot of little things. So yeah, 30,000%. That would just be like, that'd be like the buffet, or not the buffet. That'd be the appetizer. Oh, good point. I forgot about that. Yeah. So the people that bought back in 2021 that were I'm sorry. Listen, we've all had stupid moments. I would still argue I've had one of the very stupid moments. But yeah, $100,000. If anybody that actually believed it was going to $100,000 per share, yeah, you are competing with me for the biggest baboon award for getting started. But yeah, for those people, that's true. Their actual right now is 24 cents because of those reverse splits and all that. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but Boswell, that doesn't do you any good. That doesn't do you any good to give you three things. I'm kind of, sorta. I'm gonna get rid of this trend line now. I think it served its purpose. I don't know. Am I being? I don't know. Maybe the baboon is really trying to take over. Hello, where'd my animal? There we go. Is that maybe a breakout point there? Am I just completely dented? Okay. Well, on that note, something you need to keep in mind. Even if it breaks out here on the 5-minute, not that far up above, is the 50 SMA. Now, maybe you don't use the 50 SMA, so maybe this is not a worry for you. But for somebody that does use the 50 SMA, and you can see right here, it has a track record of acting as resistance. Little nervous. So I guess there's still potentially a scalp in there, but and yeah, it could still break out and keep on moving, but that's going to be potentially a very annoying roadblock. I feel like just sticking around for a couple of streams, you can figure it out. Oh boy. Oh boy. I guess it depends on how you're defining it. If you're defining it as Clay's entire strategy, you are you have deceived yourself. Now, if you mean it as defined as like some broad dynamics, sure, I'll agree with that. Let's see. Choices. Where do I start my trend line? I'm going to start it here. I'm going to just connect that right there. Boom. I did what I did. That's my trend line. Clay, technically, it should be that. Listen, I did what. I'm crazy like that. I'm a crazy man to draw a trend line like that. Oh, agreed. Hack. Yes, agreed with that definition of it. Clay, I really underestimated 407 times 6. I'm not sure what that means. The pathway seems to be getting smoother. Good. All right, CDP. I agree. Hit the likes. Let's get the likes up to 200. That a boy. Hi, is it just me or are the alerts on Tradeovate sometimes off? I don't know, Lisa. I've never used the alerts. And for clarification's sake, I don't think that's a crazy tread line. I'm not saying that's like the perfect one, but I'd be confident if any chart expert looked, they would not be like, no, that there is 0 sense behind that tread line. I don't think anybody would accuse me of that. PA is atrocious today. Well, depends on who you ask, I suppose. Virgil. Hey, Timbo. Keep checking the weather. Hopefully it doesn't rain because I'd prefer not to go over and have a muddy mess. But as of now, I think we're all set. Long at 62. I'm actually thinking of a long here, but I guess, yeah, I don't know. Or is this still early on in the? So I would call this ascending triangle right now. I don't know if I believe it'll break. It seems like it'd be a very pristine one. If we can get one more rejection up here, one more tap down here, and then it goes back up there, I'd probably buy a breakout somewhere around here. So I guess what time? That would put. I'd be interested in a breakout from basically about 12:52 p.m. Eastern to 1:28 p.m. Eastern. There we go. There's my range of where I'd really be interested in buying a breakout. Yeah, so I'll be looking for the 12:54 manipulation to 1:30 p.m. Oh, Duck Soul 1:30. There it is, right there. See. But no, I have no interest in buying. If it breaks out through there, and if it decides to keep on going, I'll cheer you all on that decided to buy. But it won't be me. Everything is a matter of perspective. Here in Puerto Rico, we're under a severe drought. Oh, really? Yeah, that has not been the case here in, especially in the Midwest, at least. especially in Illinois and Indiana. Goodness. Yeah. I can't trust it. But I also don't not trust it enough to get short, right? If I really, really did not trust it, I'd be getting short here. But, I don't really have a strong conviction either way. Yeah, hey, good trade there, Dan. You got in at 62. Good job. What is this? That is 91. What are these highs? Are these not? Oh, Duck Soul! That's a short right there. This is a Duck Soul trade right here, boy. Right here, boy. We got the high of this candle. It's also the 50 SMA and the 5 minute. So I'm just letting the chart command me. Third month of Kanakul also. What is Kanakuli? Kanakuli. What's that? Is that a drought in Espanol? Chinese gonna. Again, the whole Zoker, the whole strategy question, it's a flawed question to begin with. What is your strategy? As if this other person, like, it's kind of like, well, what's your favorite food? It's like, okay, well, that's a little bit more black and white. But even that is probably not the best analogy because, like, well, it's a hamburger. Okay, well, yeah, but what do you like on the hamburger? So it's just like, at the end of the day, the best strategy is the one that works for you. The only way to get there is you got to get out there and trade and experiment. That's it. Trading, like I said, too many people, and I understand why. Because so many people portray it, but yeah, people think like it's like you go shopping at the store and you go to the strategy aisle and then you just pick off what strategy you want and then you just use that. That's maybe cooking would be a good analogy. People are like, what's the recipe? Cooking is not like a recipe book. You don't just follow a recipe of somebody else. You have to come up with your own recipe. I think that analogy might work. I got to think through that. Point out any plot holes. Like asking somebody, what is the strategy? It's like somebody asking, well, what is the ingredients? Or what is the recipe for that? It's like, okay, a recipe is very this. That's not trading. Because everybody's this, and this is a little different. I don't know if I've ever done MES. I've tried ES and I fell asleep. Right, that's what I mean. So what I'm saying is it's not like a recipe. People show up thinking trading is like a recipe, thinking a strategy is like a cooking recipe. What I'm saying, it is not that. Okay, BPN, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's all for free on the internet. Yeah, and that's why failure rates are very, very high. As if, yeah, there's not a bunch of terrible information on the internet. That is Dunning-Kruger effect to the max. Because here's the thing with all that. Here's why this is another breadcrumb. There's garbage everywhere on the internet. I know, shocking. Maybe a long down here. But for just to concede and just to illustrate how crazy the whole thing, it's all for free on the internet is, how crazy it is. Let me just because and when you're new, part of being new is you don't know what you don't know, and part of the things you don't know is what is good information versus bad information. And the internet is filled with bad information. But let me just concede real quick that somehow, this is impossible by the way, but somehow you're able to cherry pick all the bits of good information from the internet. You still have a huge problem on your hands. What order should you learn about that good information? Because if you have a bunch of good information about math, but then you learn about calculus, and then learn about addition, and then learn about division, and then learn about geometry, and then learn about differential equations, you might have all the good information. But if you learn about it in the improper order, you're just going to overwhelm yourself. So, yeah. Of course, you need to look for the right things. Again, BPN, this is why I'm putting you in timeout right now. I literally just explained that. So timeout, we'll give him another 30 minutes. You need to look for the right things. When you're new and you don't know what you don't know, that is part of the don't know. You don't know what the right information is. That's my point. That's what I just said. And then you just say that out there. So either like you don't listen, he's got to be like 3 years old. He's got to be 3 years old. Yeah, okay. 3 years, probably. Yeah, he does sound like a teenager. He does, his ability to track a discussion. It's either he's a teenager, or to be fair, maybe English is not his first language. But yeah, he does not track conversation very well. The derivative of cosine x is sine x. Is that right? I don't remember. What's the cosine, or what's the derivative of the tangent? Derivative of tangent. Oh my goodness. Ah! Oh my goodness. I'm having flashbacks now. Good stuff. Cotangent? Roger that. Did I take that Doc Soul? No, I was trying to take a trade from up here, which would never have gotten filled. So I had a trade up here to get short, but yeah, it never filled me. So that was the Doc Soul trade. Secant squared. Well, you can't triple stamp a double stamp. That's all I know. That's one thing I remember from math, is you can't triple stamp a double stamp. So think about that, all right? I just got here. May I ask what moving average is? Yep. This pink line here is a 200 SMA. Green line here is a 21 EMA. Purple line is the 50 SMA, and dotted yellow here is the VWAP. And then that right there, that's just the pivot point. And then this right here is my good-looking face. Rodrigo, we're getting closer to that just being potentially a fact of the matter. So at that point, it's not really against the rules to cite reality. In fact, it would be against the rule to not say so, because to not say so would be a lie. Yeah, you know what? That's actually a good point. Because I can see open meaning two different things. Some would say an open, like this is an open order. It's an order that is trying to get filled. Other people would say, while you're filled, that is an open order because it's an order in place. So actually, Nas, I never thought of, come on, Trade Ovate. I never thought about that, but I don't know. That's true. So I guess err on the side of caution and just don't have any orders sitting out there at all. SPY is crashing. Okay, when I pull up SPY, I better see a crash. If I don't, Chris is going into timeout. Let's see SPY crashing. Okay, you're calling that a crash. So into timeout, Chris goes. Which is tradition around here. The guy, he might be BPN's brother. Like he's got to be a teenager at most. Okay, we'll give him 30 minutes. He probably won't be back, but yeah. Okay, there we go. Man, I'm scared to say anything. You'll be fine. As long as you're not calling this movement right here, as long as you're not calling that crashing, you'll be just fine. So once again, we have a couple possibilities. Chris is either trolling, which, yeah, needs to go into timeout. Or he's just, he has no idea what he's looking at, and he's yapping. Also annoying, so a timeout. When people don't know what they're doing and they start yapping, is there anything more annoying than somebody yapping when they don't know what they're doing? So it's like pick your poison for him. Timeout. We'll see if he learns from it. Yeah, do better. Like, what are we doing? Again, can anybody think about any other term that is actually stronger than crashing? Pulling back, no, not even close. Going down, tanking. I don't know, maybe tanking. And in my opinion, I think crashing is even more intense than tanking. It looks like a fake breakout before a liquidity sweep. Gotcha. Well, so Brian, but first off, don't recognize the name. Nice to have you around here. Um, so cool. I appreciate you sharing observations, but what we love around here is when people take observations and make them practical. So yes, you think it's a fake breakout that's going to lead to a liquidity sweep. Cool. How would you make money from it though? Can you give us a trade plan with 3 numbers? Your numbers being your entry, your stop loss, and your target. And then those 3 numbers that they help us actually see how you would turn your current observation into a practical trade plan. So that's what we're big fans of around here. All 4 observations, but we all got to remember, myself included, observations don't actually make you any money because you have to turn the observation into a practical trade plan. Stop it, Nas. Stop it. Yeah, and hit that like button, everybody. If you have not yet hit that like button, please do so. It helps. Okay, yeah, catastrophe, that's pretty strong. Imploding's pretty strong. But I think you could say, yeah. Anyways, crashing is a very strong word. So if you're going to call something crashing that's gone down the way that did, yeah. Hey, listen, Nathan, I'm trying to be charitable. I'm trying to be patient with people. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. But we'll see. We'll see, Nathan. We'll see. All right, I need to cancel that out before I forget about it. Maybe along down here. Oh, Duck Soul. Okay, maybe on this next candle. Oh, man, I think I'm getting some. Anyways, kind of have a double whammy. Lower trend line and pivot point right here. So maybe right around 845 along. I'm thinking about it. That's true. We are all baboons, and sometimes people decide to turn themselves into dented baboons. Oh no, I hope I didn't scare off the one guy. That'd be a shame. If me simply asking for some numbers scares people off, that's sad. Hopefully they're still around. Maybe he's still trying to think about something to give us. I promise we're a nice group. We are. I think we're one of the nicest groups on the internet. And I mean that actually, by the way. The amount of effort I've seen by many of you to help each other out is good. Now, sure, let's make, maybe we're a little rough around the edges towards trolls and lip flappers, but observers are bragging. All right, cool. He's still here. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that. Already dead. Yeah, I mean, it was almost dead. Today might be the worst. I thought maybe Monday and Tuesday, and this has turned out in hindsight to just be complete copium on my end. But I was like, all right, I guess Monday and Tuesday were a little slow because they're waiting for CPI. And man, CPI was good for about 4 seconds, and now it's kind of just doing its thing. Numbers we aren't all. Yeah, sorry, Dean. Sorry, brother. Maybe don't ask new people. Don't ask new people for the numbers? But then how are they supposed to know that we need numbers? So when you go over Asia, what? You said you're going to Thailand? Is Thailand not available? Let's see. QRS. No, you're good. Look, there's no Thailand. You can trade. You could take. Well, at least take Profit Trader. Well, I suppose to be fair to you, you said a lot. You didn't say all prop firms. So there you go. Take Profit Trader. You're still available to you in Thailand. Kyle, isn't it good to have Indica back? Wait, are you still going to hang out here, Indica, or the time zone's going to throw everything off? All right, I'm going to try a short here. Whoa, that was a... Wow, that was a real bad fill for me. Entry. I'm not blaming the market. That was brutal. This is my third just terrible entry in a row, by the way. The other ones ultimately did come back and kind of help me out a little bit, but... Yeah, I was thinking maybe this yellow line here was going back to behaving as resistance, and it doesn't seem like that's the case. Bullish jump back to where the red line was a moment ago. Yeah, so if you could give us some numbers on, like, so where do you plan on, in order to take advantage of what you just said, where are you going to get, where are you entering at? Like, where would your entry point be as a number? Like, we don't describe, like, but what, like, literally, what would your number be for an entry point? All right, I got to get out. Crap. All right, I should have let that go against me a little bit more. I lost track of this. Look at that. Please, okay, watch it roll over now. That's lost track of the 5 minute. It did double bottom earlier. What? This? Is that what you're counting as a double bottom right there? Like a very back-to-back? Sell at, okay, here we go. Sell at 891. Okay, all right. So he is officially short. Okay, cool. His take profit is 820. Okay, down here. Okay. Stop loss at 895. Okay, well, that's a pretty tight stop. A 4-point stop, and then you're looking for like 80 points down. But hey, so far you're still in by the skin of your teeth. Figure the stop at your... Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you as somebody that's new, how to get good practice. And what I'm trying to politely tell you is you just saying words is not good practice. That's what we call broad statement trading. Like, I'm going to buy the pullback. Oh, look, it pulled back. I made money. Well, no, wait a second. Well, where did you buy the pullback? That might have stopped you out. Maybe it didn't pull back enough. So if you want to get good practice, give yourself 3 numbers. And a number is not, okay, well, I put my stop below that level. Below that level is not a number. But if you give yourself a number, you'll automatically define below. Because below, does that mean 1 point or 2 points or 3 points? I said it was a fake. Again, Brian, I'm just trying to tell you how to get good practice. You're doing what I did and most other people do. You're saying stuff and making observations. And then if those observations turn out, you're thinking, oh man, okay, see, I nailed it. Like, no, that unfortunately, that's not good enough. Like, you've got to be able to make practical trade plans. So, If you want good quality practice, give yourself 3 numbers. Anything other than that is you're setting yourself up for deception. If that doesn't happen, I know short. Okay. And then you also have no soup. Yeah, maybe hack. Could be. I'm shorting. Stop loss. There you go. Nice trade plan there, Kevin. In the sense of, I like it. 3 numbers. There was one low, lower low. Oh, yeah, right here. The one lower low. Yeah, true. Short 890, stop 901. See, there you go. Do you see that, Brian? Like when Armari says short, a number, stop, a number. Now, I think he's actually taking that trade. But even if you're just practicing, that's good practice because you can hold yourself accountable. Yeah, Dean, I get there's just something that I have the impression you're not alone in that thought. I think there's a lot of other people feeling that way, but welcome to summer trading. And then on top of that, summer afternoon trading. I mean, it could be worse. We could be looking at something like this. I don't know. Let's. Okay. How do I put the? There we go. Look at this. Okay, I went up 5 cents, down 3 cents, 6 cents, 8 cents. I mean, it could be this. It could be a stock, right? Look at this thing. Like, think about how much effort this thing would have to make to go up $1. Like, you'd be looking at a very big candle just for $1. And then if you have 100 shares, you make $100. But you know how much 100 shares requires of money or margin or whatever? You know, if we're at 326 right now per share times 100 shares, so you need basically $33,000. You need a good sized green candle to get that $1 move. And for $33,000, you just made a whopping $100. Now, if you're in futures, you realize, holy crap, that's wow. Like it. But please, just realize, any of you stock day traders here, please understand there is a better way. There is a better way. Think about it. Seriously, look at this thing. Think about it. How much it would have to move for $1. So if this thing was going to move $1 up, let's see, what kind of candle? So if we're at 20, okay, 27 up to about 28. So 327 up to 328 would probably be a candle about that size right there. Think about that. Good size candle gives you $100. $33,000 for $100 on a good size candle. You look at that size candle in futures, and yeah, and then the amount required, which is not even anywhere close. Futures through a prop firm, you're not anywhere close to being needing $33,000. It just does not make any sense to be day trading stocks in this day and age. That's why, yeah, exactly. That's why you go to, because there's no theta, remember? Yeah. I don't see the numbers real well. No problem. Oh, come on back. Oh. I bet the commissions on nano. Yeah, I don't get I don't understand the nanos. At this point in time, I don't get them. Maybe who knows? At the rate the market seems to go up, maybe next year when NQ's at 55,000, maybe they'll make a little bit more sense then. When like Just even when even we would consider slower days, like man, every day, every candle on a slow day still like 80 points. On those days, okay, I can see nanos making sense. Good job, No Soup. People were hype about Ninja starting stock, and I was just like, yeah, exactly. They just don't move as good. Stocks don't move as good, and yes, that includes the penny stocks and the small caps and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, but still, that doesn't do anything. Like, even if you have multiple millions of dollars, you should still be trading futures because futures, they just move better. The way the point system works, they just move better. Another above water day. Yeah, elusive. We were talking about that earlier. Today is one of those days, like if you're any form of breakout trader or continuation trader or any of that sort of stuff, yeah, if you're just if you've not, well, I don't even know about cooking an account because it hasn't been that volatile. Today is a day where, of course, I'm not saying accounts can't be cooked, but there are some days where I've shown up and said, yeah, today's one of those days where if you have not cooked an account, you're the exception, not the rule. Today, I would probably say if you cooked an account, yeah, you're probably the exception because like you'd have to try relatively hard to cook an account. You'd have to try extra hard. Okay, see, so Brian, people like that, they're just not cut out. I never once called you dumb. But yeah, you are not going to fit in here. If you are that sensitive, this ain't the place for you. You can take your victim card somewhere else. Poor guy stuck in the cult anyways. See? You stuck in that cult? Goodness. Yes, the method of using broad statements is dumb. That does not mean you're dumb. It just means you're doing a dumb thing. That's why I told you. But that's all right. I think he's gone anyways. But I'm glad we figured that up out front. And hey, Nathan, you were right. Good call. I tried. See, I try to help the guy out, and then I'm accused of calling him dumb or telling us how seriously wrong. Is anybody thinking about the counterfactual to that? So in other words, because I told him he's seriously wrong, he doesn't. Don't tell me when I'm seriously wrong. Maybe this is just me. Maybe I'm going through life the wrong way. But if I am doing something, his words, not mine, seriously wrong, I'm not going to get mad at somebody for telling me that I'm doing something seriously wrong. Yet that was his complaint. But you're welcome to make suggestions instead of telling us how seriously wrong. What? Huh? Huh? Think about that. You're mean because you told me I'm seriously wrong in something. Goodness, the world. Oh, I feel like I'm in the North Pole right now, and a snowflake just landed on my nose. He just said you were being right. And what was his reasoning for me being rude? The fact that I told him he was seriously wrong. Again, I could be wrong, but I don't know. People that tell me I'm seriously wrong, I'm not going to tell rude. I would call them rude. I'd probably call them like, hey, thank you. Okay, there we go. Even if you called him dumb, he should have the mentality to not care enough about what someone says on the internet. I mean, that's true, but like, that's the thing. I never called him dumb once. What makes it so funny, I was trying to help the guy. I'm like, hey man, here's better practice. 3 numbers. And then when he said, oh, I can't see the numbers clearly, I was like, okay. That's what I mean. Some people are just not cut out to be around here, you know? If you walk around with a pocket, if you walk around seeking to be offended, it's gonna get rough. It's gonna get rough. It's gonna get rough. But that is a first. He was offended because I pointed something out that he was seriously wrong about. His words, not mine. Here I would have thought that'd be something people would want to know about. Like, hey man, you're seriously wrong to take that pill because it's rat poison. Well, you're rude. Why are you telling me that's seriously wrong to take rat poison, even though I think that it's vitamin C? Okay. Let's go, Chris, you little dent, you dirty rat. How's that for praise? Like, again, fair enough. If I called him dumb, which I never did, I could understand that coming across as rude. Like, just randomly calling some new person dumb, fair enough. But I fully reject that in any way, shape, or form. It is bad for some person to tell somebody else something they're doing is seriously wrong. Hey man, you're on the train tracks, like, and you're seriously wrong to stay there because there's a freight train coming. I'm out of here for you telling me that I'm seriously wrong to stand on the train tracks when the freight train's coming my way. You're me. Okay, what are we doing here? It's crazy. This one will go down. This one's gonna stick with me a while. I don't remember calling anybody dumb. That's the thing. I don't know. Keep Notice Wild, fantastic guy. Let's see if I can get it back. There it is. Trade of 8 on the struggle bus a little bit. 938 short, maybe. Hey, where would your stop loss be? If the maybe turns into a certainty, where would you put your stop loss? I've been green trading the same name. Good job, Alusa, but man, oh man, please take a payout, brother. Please stop building the buffer. At least a little tiny payout, please. I don't want to have you show up tomorrow or someday like, Clay, I lost my mind today and I had $11,000 available for payouts, but I cooked it all. Please, Dean. I'm not Dean. Elusive. I don't want it. Just take like a little tiny payout. A little tiny one. Little tiny payout. Little small one. Probably 10 ticks up. Okay, so you're making it up as you go. Roger that. You know that has happened before. That's just tiny one. That's all I'm at. Little tiny one. Offended by everything, ashamed. Yeah. Yeah, that I don't even want to know what that feels like. It's good to have you back, Travis. It is great to have you back. Today, yeah, it's been great. We've had a couple characters. One yesterday turned out to be the same guy, just under another name. But yeah, today, Brian, he's one of the interesting. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, an alias, if you will. Yes, I see what's going on between No Soup and Dean, but you know what? Sometimes, brothers just got to swing it out. They got to just, punch it out, find a common ground, and then everybody will be back. So I'm aware. They're both regulars around here. I've made the call. Like sometimes brothers just gotta duke it out. I'm just gonna let them duke it out. I'm confident that they'll be able to find a common ground, figure out what's going on, and then shake hands. And worst case, agree to disagree. Best case, realize you're actually both on the same page. Where are you at? Oh, wait, you're in France. There's a total solar eclipse in France? I'm thinking, why haven't I heard about that? But then again, I was like, well, I mean, it's in France, Clay. So I guess that's not totally shocking that here in America, there's not a bunch of news about the eclipse in France. Yeah, what Dean is saying is if you tell somebody I'm trading SPY options, that's only partially. Well, which SPY options? Because there are a bunch of different strike prices. So what Dean is saying is that if somebody says I'm trading SPY, and I'll just say somebody says I'm trading SPY options, it's like, okay, well, the follow-up question would be which ones? And apparently, because yes, you cannot tell which, you can tell the person's trading SPY options, sure, but not in the details. I don't know if that helps advance the conversation or not, but I think that is Dean's claim. If I can play moderator here for a second. He never traded options for SPY. I'm not sure I follow how. SPY options have many, many strike prices. Yeah, so in other words, Dean is saying, I think the guy never told us what strike price. And so not only do you have different strike prices on options, you have different expiration dates, which opens up another can of worms. So I think what Dean is saying is this person never specified not only what strike price they were trading, but also what expiration date they were trading. Is that what you're saying, Dean? Correct. Okay. So there, I don't know if that helps the conversation at all, but just to specify, sometimes a third person stepping in to try to clarify can help out. So that is what's being said. I don't know if that helps or not, but there we go. So we got a nice little bull flag here. Am I going to try that breakout? I don't know. Today's not really a breakout type of day. You're long 908. Amarius kind of seems on fire. I might have to join him. Okay, I maybe keeping those West Wild just squared up the conversation. Sounds like both of you are right, depending on context. Yes, there is one chart for SPY. Technically speaking, each contract does have its own charts, but I don't know many people that use the actual option contract chart to trade anything. Most people just use the SPY chart. But it sounds like keeping the West Wild has found what the crux of the conversation. You guys are both right. No soup. I think, listen, no soup. Now I'm going to. Dean, he's intellectually honest. That's what I like about him. I think if you say, Dean, you are a little rough around the edges, right? And you are, Dean. You know full well you are. You're the clown that showed up and started talking trash to me without full context because you thought I claimed that I had like a 100% win rate. Now, to your credit, though, Dean, after I explained the context, you're like, oh, okay, my bad. Sorry about that. So, I mean, you do have the tendency to, let's not play innocent, Dean. But you do, which is why I like you and which is why I always remember you. You were the one that fessed up. Okay, yeah, you're right. I ran my mouth without context. Sorry about that. So I think maybe Dean, you ran your mouth a little bit without full context. Maybe. Well, right now I think I'm glad. I need more hindsight to figure out for sure if this was a good or bad decision. I still like this line here. All right. No, both these, especially this one right here. I'm going to just keep this cooking because who knows? Maybe this shows up later on. Yeah. At the end of the day, no soup. Yes. And I appreciate the righteous anger that Dean had towards a guy showing up proclaiming to have been up like 30,000%. So I appreciate that angered Dean. But yes, I think you caught some collateral damage. You traded CPI. No, I did not trade CPI. Can you trade CPI or do you just gamble CPI? That'd be my main question. I would disagree with the premise that you can even trade CPI. If you are in right before CPI is announced, that is not a trade. That's a pure gamble. I'm out. Weak breakout. It's still It's going. They're both. It's just yeah. Yep, just like MOC. Huh? MOC, what does that stand for? My obnoxious cousin? All right, here, I'm going to take a little poll. So, as No Soup and Dean go back and forth, give me a 1 if you're okay with it. Maybe you find it comical. Maybe it's spicing things up for you. Give me a 1 or give me a 2 if you're like, this is annoying. 1 for, hey, let it happen. 2 for annoying, which means we'll put an end to it. So we'll take a chat. 1 for, hey, let it go. It's kind of entertaining. 2 for, this is annoying. Okay. The ones are strong. All right. Keep on keeping on, brothers. I feel bad for Legendary BM though. Dude's trying to get in on the action by trying to troll them, and they're both like ignoring him. So actually, shout out to No Soup and Dean for not taking Legendary BM's attempts to enter into the conversation. I can tell it's very much annoying him. So you both do deserve credit in that regard. While going back and forth, oh man, poor Legendary BM. Dude just wants part of it, and you guys are like, no, we're not going to let your obvious trolling bring you in. This is Dean or BM right now. That's him. As he watches Dean and No Soup go at it, there's Legendary. I mean, he's saying things, trying to get involved, but he just feels alone. He feels left out. That's him right there. That's how I picture Legendary right now. So yeah, poor freaking Dean and No Soup are dunking all over him. They're duking it out. While I mean, multiple things are getting accomplished right now. The SpongeBob one, I'm not familiar with that one. Here we go. This time also as he watches. He's all sad. That is legendary right now. I mean, I commend you both for not even coming close to taking the bait. Like as Timmy would tell us here, legendary, you just got to do better. You got to do better. No, you're out of timeout now, Harper. You're out. Are you gonna provide some context with your comments, Harper? That's all we ask. It's really a basic thing. If you can wire a house without electrocuting yourself and dying, I promise you, I know for sure you are capable to give a little bit more context to your comments in here, which would benefit us all. What even was the name of that person that showed up saying they made 25,000%? Did we ever see them again? I don't remember their name anymore. Do you, Eric's? Eric's, are you what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? I'm suspicious of this Eric's 20 guy. I'm suspicious. See you troll? Is this guy troll? I'm going for long there. Don't even. I'm crazy like that. So the song stuck in my head right now for some reason. I can't even sing because the algo might not like it. Janie's got a. Yeah. Second Amendment thing. Janie's got a Second Amendment thing. Dun, dun, na, 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 na. That song's kind of depressing. I was trying to listen to the lyrics. I think that's kind of rough. No, don't say it. I don't know if the algorithm likes it or not. Yeah, bun. Yeah, bun. Janie's got a bun. Janie's got a bun. Mawish. That name sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure you've been here before. Have you been here before? Yeah. Okay, I don't. Did you add in an avatar? I don't remember the avatar. Mawish does that name does look familiar though. When the whole world come undone, Janie's got a bun. Her daddy dun 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 dun. Oh, Duck Soul. Are you seriously gonna do it? All right. Okay, I bet I get filled and it dumps. It seems to be those, or it's gonna at least have to sit there and make me sit through pain. Oh boy, the 5-point y-axis. Here we go. Run away to the pain. I missed my entry. Come on. Okay, to be fair, it did the exact opposite. It filled me and then immediately went green. So, yeah. I can't really complain too much about this one, but I'd like to see a green hammer here. Go green. Go green. Give me that green hammer. Go green, brother. Greener. I'll take that. I'll take that. Oh yeah, that's why you immediately put me on the troll or put you on the troll watch list. When you're like close your eye method. again, I'm not saying you are a troll, but maybe you just like to joke around a little bit, which is fine. I like it. I like a sense of humor. And you have said some serious stuff. So, but you are on the watch list, Eric's, to be fully transparent. You're on the watch list, but that does not mean you actually are one. Does anybody know what Janie's Got a Bun is about? Oh crap. Yeah, dang. All right. Yeah, that's rough. All right. All right. Yeah. I'm actually surprised that one became like a hit and like they still play it on the radio. Huh. Haha, Mango. That's the power of Duck Soul. That's it. Mission accomplished, Mango. And look how he spelled it. I think that's a new spelling. I love it. I will never spell it here. I will never say what I'm saying other than saying, what do you mean what am I saying? I'm saying Duck Soul. How old school are you? I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? How old school am I? I'm old school enough to be a beautiful looking individual. How's that? How about that? Think about that. Yeah, I'm surprised that song's even played on the radio. Oh yeah, here we go with Don. Oh, freaking Don. I don't know why I don't just ban him again. Like, it's become very obvious. Don probably wearing his soccer shorts right now. I mean, you're wearing soccer shorts because you have a valid. Yeah, that's it. You have a valid point. Uh huh. I don't know if you've ever made a valid point here. That's what's funny. I'm on lunch break. I'm the office. Yeah, you're wearing your little soccer shorts and shin guards, aren't you? Go ahead, Don. How short are your shorts? Go ahead, tell us. How much thigh are you showing right now? Go ahead. Yeah, that's exact. Yeah, I definitely I have a track record of banning people who disagree with me. That yeah, yep, that's it exactly. In no way, shape, or form are these people trolls or unable to follow basic lines of logic. No, it's simply because they disagree with me. Yes, yeah, that's exactly it. No, Don, you may not say your point because I already know your point is stupid because that's all you'd ever say around here. So no, no, I no the Rubino point because I guarantee you it can be blown out of because I've done this before with Don. See, and this is why Don is going to be banned. This is exactly why trolls are trolls. Okay, he is going back to being banned, and I'll explain exactly why. I have a valid point. He like it's breaking news. Like he's somehow trapping me or something, and then he brings up the commission thing, which is old news by now, anyways. That's from Sunday night. We've already talked about it. I think once, for sure, once, maybe twice on this live stream, and then he shows up thinking like he's got like that's Don. So that was a good reminder of why Don was banned a while long ago. Anyways, moving on. Don is stuck in an office. It's just, it makes sense. People like Don make sense. He revealed he's on lunch break at the office. So he's stuck in a 9 to 5, probably doesn't really enjoy what's going on. Fair enough. But He can take his bitterness out in more productive ways, I would argue. Again, I get it. Some people are bummed out about the 9 to 5. They're stuck in an office job, blah, blah, blah. No problem. And in fact, I would say go ahead, go be bitter about it. But you use that bitter for a fuel that is productive. And Don has chosen to use that bitter fuel in a very unproductive way. Maybe. Yeah, perhaps. My guess is they just didn't realize they were not getting any upside. So that's why they just changed it to like everybody else's. Is everyone emotional, Max? Would you prefer us to be unemotional? Would you prefer me to sit here and say, price is coming down, we have a hammer candle? You gonna watch the eclipse today? No, the eclipse is not happening in America, so I won't be watching it. I think it's only happening in France. What was his claim before? He said that the commissions were the he's made points before, but they were blown out of the water with basic math. So it truly, like, mathematically, it was just not very convincing. But let's please move on from that post. This is what Max prefers. So what Max gets, Max wants. Or wait, what Max wants, Max gets. Excuse me for my mistake there, everybody. I am just a human being that is flawed. I would never call anybody baboon because that would be mean. I'm a human being. Human rights matter. Look at this. We're getting a nice hammer. Okay, if this comes down here. Yeah, no, I can't do that. Hey, Max, get a sense of humor. You dirty, dirty rat. I am just a human onion. No, you're the onion that the dirty rat donkey eats and then craps out. That's what you are, Max, okay? How about them apples, Max? How's that for emotion? How's that, Max? Go ahead. Think about it. Not even the flies. After the dirty rat donkey, not even the flies will eat it. How's that? Okay, love it. Good. Good, Max. Good. See, Max has got a sense of humor. Yes, I'm back, guys. Let's go. All right, this is your final warning, BPN. Oh, I expressed myself, all right. Okay. Bottom right-hand corner on pause right now. If you can't even get that hint, that's okay. You don't have any business sense. That on pause. I don't actually mean that, okay? Let me put it this way. If any of you walk away feeling bad about your day because of something I said, don't. I'm a dude on the internet. I bet in person we'd get along just fine. Again, bottom right-hand corner is your hint. Don't take it. Not that I think, Max, for the record, not that I think, like, you're actually distraught now. But, okay, now I'm turning back, bottom right-hand corner. I'm flipping that back on. Max, you are one of the biggest scumbags I've ever met. The universe controls the market. Exactly. Yes, the universe of supply and demand, I agree. Agreed. The universe of buyers and sellers making decisions, agreed. I can't believe this is free. Well, Crap. That was doggone it. No, never mind. I take that back. I would have wanted it to come down here and then look for like a third lower shadow, but that clearly never happened, so I guess it didn't really mean anything. Ever consider... no, I already have a brand of toilet paper I like, so no, I've never considered that one Danish. Already have toilet paper that I like. I'm not interested in that toilet paper. I'm not big on the cult thing. For the record, Danish, if you are rage baiting right now, how I just answered stands true. If that was a genuine question because you're new around here, no, because that stuff is a joke. Yeah, Bujin. Yeah. Okay, just tell me to shut it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna tell you to shut it just because I can tell. There's one of two possibilities. You're either young and you're still working through how to follow lines of logic, or you're just rage baiting and trolling. So yes, you've made the claim that if I don't like it, just tell you to shut it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you for now. Pippi or Zippy long stocking. We'll see if you can follow through on that. Can't brainwash a Greek god. Just yeah. Oh, all that. Oh, I mean, that call just literally it is proof positive that a sucker is born every minute. I know. Not to mention that really irritates me. Dude totally stole that from me. Because what? Yeah, and I got the receipts too. I started that before he ever came around. He stole that from me, and he completely corrupted it. Oh my, see, dude, CR15. I totally forgot about that. Who was that yesterday that said we were all like total dents for 10 minutes? I completely forgot about that. Does anybody remember that guy's name? What was it? Wes? No, it wasn't Wes. I forgot. Crap. No, yeah. So I've been a bunch of terrible trades. Okay, fair enough, Danish. I also use VWAP. I also use volume profile and EMAs. Yeah, well, yeah, but yeah, I don't do it. Well, honestly, I don't even know what they do other than okay. So what he feasts upon is people's desire to sound smart. That's why he uses the most complicated terms and this and that. So to be fair, maybe I do. I just call it like a double top or like a double bottom or a bull flag breakout. So maybe I'm taking the same trades as him, but he is just really, really, really overcomplicating it with a bunch of different terms and abbreviations. Again, to sound smart, because he is well aware from the marketing standpoint that people love to sound smart. And people think that the more complicated something sounds, like the more advanced it must be. And welcome to have you, by the way, Danish. So good to have you. So do I trade it? I mean, I don't even know what it is because it's so freaking complicated. But maybe I do. It is kind of a rolling joke around here. We have developed many different types of concepts and systems over the course of the live stream. We have what? Country road concepts. We did like the dragon one yesterday. What are some other ones we've had? Ball dolphin, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's like how people don't see it's a scam. I don't know. But we talked about this before. Am I currently in a trade? If I was in a trade, one of these numbers would be moving around. So no, I'm not in a trade. What's your approach to beating the pro account? Just base hits. Be aggressive. Don't go for home runs. Let the base hits add up, and then if you want to go back to swinging for home runs, you can do that. Like I said, these are the people that he feasts upon. Because the excuse that is used of why he doesn't live stream or do stuff like that and why he has failed tournaments in the past or whatever is, well, if I go live, the market makers, the algorithm will see my stop. And then if I get stopped out, oh, see, it got me, right? That is my understanding of why he doesn't do anything live. But that is a flawed. That doesn't actually solve anything for any of us that actually understand more about trading. Because, okay, let's just accept the premise. If he locks his stop into the system, which is called a hard stop, fine, I'll just accept it that the market makers can see it, and that's why he can't do it, because he's some god, so they'll come down and stop him out. Okay, but there is, because Many of us realize, well, what about a mental stop? Where you know where your stop is going to be, but you don't lock it into the system. You just keep it in your mind. And if the price hits that level, it's at that point where you click the button. That's called a mental stop. So it's still a stop. You're just not locking it into the system. He could do that, but he doesn't want to tell people. He doesn't want people to be aware that there is such a thing as that. So therefore, that's who he feasts upon. People that don't. Sure, they know some about trading, but they don't understand the nuances of a mental stop versus a hard stop. It's stuff like that. That's the type of crowd he goes after. People that know a little bit, but they're missing those sorts of things. Now, I don't know. Maybe he's this crazy. Maybe he would say, well, Clay, even if I did a mental stop, the market makers have technology where they will read my mind and they'll still know where it's at. And the sad thing is, he could probably say that, and some of his followers would probably be like, yep, there it is. That's true. See, that's why he can't do anything at all. Right. He would probably say AI can read the mental stuff. Exactly. Yeah. AI will read my mental. Okay. And there will be some people that, as sad as it is, will even believe that. Again, a sucker is born every minute. Unless he trades his own funds, they wouldn't be able to see his stop. And probably Drew, but like to not get bogged down in that debate point, that's why I just concede it all. I'll just concede. Okay, fine. They can see your stop because you lock it into the system. Just use a mental stop then. I do agree, but like I said, just concede that. There's no need to get bogged down in kind of little details that don't ultimately matter. You can just concede them for argument's sake. And, So yes, that is why a very easy scam to see, and very easy to see the type of people he is targeting. So means right. Again, I agree, Elusive. Like you and Drew, you're both right. But for the sake of conversation, those are debates that even need to be had. Just concede it. Just concede it for the point of argument, so we can get to the what is actually what I would say the point that reveals why his excuse of why he can't do any of this live is such a joke. Why do you keep yelling at me, Live Love? Why are you yelling at me? And what's also amazing is one of his cronies or one of the guys that got a big follower. Like he got busted. What was it last week for totally faking a trade? Blah blah blah. And then he went and deleted stuff off his Twitter. And then he just kept pretending like it was nothing. And because the news cycle is so fast, he's just right. It's like it never happened. It's crazy. The internet is crazy. If that was true, then you wouldn't see other ICT traders going live. Well, again, ICT traders, that's just, it's the whole thing is just, at the end of the day. But I think what you're saying is, yeah, I actually agree with what you're saying. Yeah. Well, no, not necessarily, because I think his claim is like he is the top dog. He is the thing. So that's why the market makers care about him. So I think he could rebut what you're saying by saying, well, no, these other traders, they're not me, because they're not the god. I'm the god of things here. I think that's how he would probably say that. Okay, who's this Live Love guy? Have you been here before, Live Love? Be honest. Have you been here under another name before? I'm not going to ban you, but I'm always a little leery of when new names show up and then they're just, and it's like, have you maybe been here before? At the end of the day, as long as you are, I agree. I'm just going to nitpick. As long as you are consistently making money, it don't really matter what or how you trade. Agreed. With my slight correction. All right, Hoover, have a good one. Again, IZT isn't a thing. Like, I bet I could say, hey, look for a long here because we have this kind of general area of resistance. We have this pullback. Areas of resistance tend to act as support. We actually already have confirmation that this is support because we've had a couple of hammer candles for him here before. We also have the 50 SMA sloping upwards. So if the price were to come down on this area right around 890, I could see that being a nice little long. Just, basically a bounce off this former area. Like, so what I'm saying is essentially a double bottom. Like, comes down there. But my guess is he would never call that a double bottom. He would call this a bold-faced donkey with an inverted, triple whammy, Romanian, Russian ballerina eating a chocolate sundae. That would probably be like, and then it'd have an abbreviation of, an ABIOU, elemental P, XY, it'd just be crazy. But truly, I don't live stream because the market makers will see my stop and come get it is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And it reveals who he's feasting upon. Those people that don't know the difference, that don't know these things called mental stops exist. And on that note, this is an interesting area for a long if it gets down there. Well, good to have you back, Travis. I mean, I welcome anybody from his cult. We all know the pattern. It's easy to expose. You just have to ask them for the three numbers, and their whole situation crumbles very quickly. Like, it's amazing how asking someone to be part of his cult, their worldview begins to crumble so quickly. Because what we're doing is we're triggering in their mind, yeah, all these cool words they're using, all this cool observation and stuff they're using doesn't actually mean anything. Because when you ask them for the three numbers, they're like, well, wait, huh? Somebody with three letters. Correct. Yes, and those are the same people that would not know that would not understand the variations of stop loss. And the demographic seems to be young people, which I understand. I get the young people thing. And then heavily in the foreigners. I don't understand the foreigners. I have no idea on why he's popular with people outside the USA. But calculating all that seems overwhelming. But that's the whole point. That's why the three, like, we're just asking for three numbers. But those three numbers immediately slice through all this nonsense talk. Well, it's first got to do this and then that, and then that's happened, and it's like, okay, cool, but like, how are you going to make money from any of that? And that's where we get more work. So the pattern usually goes from the call. They show up, they say a bunch of stuff. We ask for three numbers. We just get more words. I say more three numbers, please. Maybe even more words. And then I'm like, then and then eventually it's a name call, and then I'm out of here. It's like, okay, there we go. That is the pattern because we're good at shaking their worldview. Well, I mean, entire is a strong word. So no, that's probably not true. If I take your statement at face value, entire, I don't know about that one, but it does seem like a lot, for sure. You big, yeah. Am I? Sorry, was I telling people that they were seriously wrong? It does seem that way. It does seem like the majority are. Well, I guess I don't know for sure, but yeah, it seems like made up of a lot of young people and then people outside the United States. Yeah, heck, you're in good company here. I have thought about it before. Like, is there a? But I was like, maybe I should just ask him on Twitter sometime. But he gets way too messages, so it's like he could easily just ignore mine, even if he saw it, and be like, I get too many messages. I never saw that. It's like, well, yeah. So I don't know. It doesn't matter. Right. Hence why we call it the cult because that's what it is. Okay, maybe a breakout here. We'll see. Right. Simplified everything back to the basic market mechanics. In other words, the KISS method. Right. Exactly. Yeah, that is a good name. Yes, he is a very good marketer. All right. Is it about to break out? I think I might give it a try. No, don't leave me behind. Come back and fill me and then go. Oh crap! What was give it time. Give it time maybe. Come on. Come on, now spike up. This is Dude, I'm cracking walnuts right now. Don't call the police. Those noises you hear out your window are just the walnuts I'm cracking. They're not gunshots. Come on. Am I being greedy? I need to just get out. That's the responsible thing. Watch it now explode. It doesn't matter. What was that? What was that? Holy smokes. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. It could have ended so bad, or it could have been a marvelous trade. Because it could have all of a sudden just spiked really much so in my favor. But yeah, no, you're right. It could have all of a sudden just down. Yeah, it must be the market makers watching the stream. That's it, exactly. Yeah, again, don't call the police. There was no drive-by shooting. It was just a drive-by walnut cracking session. That's what we call a Monka S trade. Cam will understand what I mean by that. That was Monka S. Unless, hey, careful. Careful, Kyle. I mean, careful with the facts around here. What was that? I think it just a little bit of a spiky spike, I guess. Was anybody else long in that one? Anybody else need to go change your underwear real quick? Yeah, it does come around with that. That is, low volume. Somebody comes in with even a slightly big order, and oh man, exactly. That's right. Keeping the West wild. You ran out of underwear today. Been one of those days, huh? I've had those where you just run out of underwear. You run out of toilet paper. You just run out of everything. I was long at 9:10. Oh, okay, yeah, you definitely got a better entry than I did. I do agree. This looks bullish. I'm just a little antsy now after that. I'm still recovering from the trauma. We'll go long at 9:25. Target. All right, thank you, Buzak. What do I think? That's what I think. Don't keep that name out of here. Not a fan. That's what I think. Bull trap, maybe, but this does. Anything could be a trap, but I could also see this being a good solid breakout. Who's got a 10,000 point stop? Where am I from? That's always such a tricky question. So right now I'm in America, specifically Iowa, but I'm technically from, like, as in where I was born is Ohio. But yeah, I'm in me America. Still holding my short position. Honest question. Axis Capital, you couldn't tell? What country did you think I was potentially from? When you're like, where am I from? Are you from America? Where do you think I might have been? Do I sound like I might be from another country? Like if I sat here and talked like a mother Russia and was drinking. See, that's not even a good Russian accent. Yeah. So where do you think I might have been from? I'm just very curious now. Africa. I guess maybe South Africa. Mine saw Borat. Oh, so you thought like I was maybe, was that Western European or Eastern European? Did I sound like Sean Connery there? Dude, let's go. Baboonistan. That's crazy. Okay, I guess that's fine. I guess I could theoretically. I'm not. Canadians are always saying sorry. Sorry. I don't say sorry every other word, so why would he think that I'm in Canada? He had those lines. Which ones? From Zimbabwe? Austria. Well then, g'day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on the barbie. That's not. Why are you going to the airport? Flying somewhere? Yeah, how'd you guess? Well, saw the luggage and then the plane ticket, so I put two and two together. Clay is clearly Asian. Yeah, no kidding. India it is then. Yeah. I'm also Indian too. That's it. That's right. Where you headed? Aspen, California. Beautiful. By the way, so I showed Trip, Joy, and Dot. So my three oldest. I started to show them some clips from YouTube. The ones that I knew were acceptable for their age range. They were laughing. But I also try to turn it. I guess I try to leverage it. Like, this is why school is actually important. Because the more knowledge you have, the funnier life becomes. For example, when I showed him on the limo ride to the airport, and when he says, "Where you headed?" and she says, "Aspen," the reason why that's funny, in order for that to be funny, is you have to understand Aspen is in Colorado, not in California. So like, oh yeah, so make sure in geography, pay attention. Learning geography does make life more funny. Because then even later on in the movie, right, he's like, I'm talking about a little place called Aspen. And then Harry's like, I don't know, Lloyd, the French are... So obviously, wait a second, that doesn't make it... That's funny because Aspen is not in France, right? And then what was there else that you needed? Oh, and then I'm like, okay, let's think about... So I showed him the opening scene. The good day, mate. Let's put another shrimp on... And they were laughing, but not... I'm like, okay, so here's what actually makes that funny. Austria and Australia, two different places, right? Again, geography. But he thought she meant Australia, hence the Australian accent. So like, that is, okay. And so it's just like, okay, again, geography. Pay attention in school, kids. Life, which is why The Simpsons is way better for the educated. The Simpsons is a classic at that. So life is funnier if you're educated. Austria is different than Australia. Exactly. That's what makes it funny. yeah. I get just little lines like that. So good. Yeah, she gave me a bunch of crap about me not paying attention. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Now, one thing that I still don't quite get is like when he was saying, yeah, she wrote me a John Deere letter. I remember my parents laughing. And I guess it's supposed to be a Dear John letter. I still don't get what a Dear John letter is. So that's something where that still doesn't really affect me because I don't like. It's still funny in the sense of when you invert those, you get John Deere. But yeah. Oh, Dear John's a movie. Ah, yeah. Excuse me, what's the soup du jour? Oh, that's the soup of the day. That sounds good. I'll have that. Yeah, where the beer flows like wine, where the women instinctively flock like the salmon of Capistrano. I'm talking about a little place called Aspen. Okay, so a Dear John is a breakup letter. Okay, gotcha. I mean, that makes sense for the context of the scene, but like I said, I just remember my parents laughed at that, and I didn't connect those. I didn't get that. Okay, might be, I'm going for a long here. I'm long. Pull back here, the 21 EMA. It's been holding strong. Let's see if we can maybe get another move up through that level. Come on, give me that breakout. Do it this time. Don't try for me. Oh, yeah. See? I forgot about the Y-axis. That seemed like a good, solid move, but I think I made like 4 points. Yep. That's the problem. 2 weeks ago, that trade would have been at least worth 25 points. Not so here. Even now, well, let's think about this breakout. It basically was right here at 12 up to 22. Like, this is like, it looks like an epic candle. It's like 10 points right now. 10 points for this candle. It's slow out there. It's slow. Yeah, 12 up to, okay, yeah. Basically, let's just call it a 15-point candle. Do you watch the delta? I do not. Nope, don't watch the delta. Don't do the gamma stuff. I know some people do and some people love it. So do what works for you, but I do not. Can't see the line, can you, Russ? That is not from Dumb and Dumber. That line is definitely not from Dumb and Dumber. Getting ready to long at 9:25. Ah, all right. So you were looking to play the breakout. Yeah, I'm not, don't get me wrong, Christmas Vacation, it's fine, it's funny. But some people think that movie's way funnier than what I find it. So I don't have that movie memorized. You serious, Clark? I know that one. Dumb and Dumber went to Aspen too. Yeah, not before first going to Nebraska. That John Denver's full. Again, that was one I did not understand at the time when I first saw it as a kid. My parents laughed. I did not understand why that part was funny when they're looking out into the plains of Nebraska and then they make that comment. Yeah, you're right. I didn't finish it. I don't even know why. I'm not sure why didn't I finish it. Do you watch those movies with your kids? No, not done. I just started showing a couple clips to my older ones for Dumb and Dumber, but yeah, I think that one's still like I'm not quite sure what my parents were doing, letting me see it at the age they let me see it. No way, we landed on the moon. I've acted that one out before. Okay, nothing's going on, so let me just. This is how. Whoops, that's not it. Let me show you how. See if I can find it real quick. I mean, I'm a fan. When we went out to college, I was like, no, we have to go to where they filmed Dumb and Dumber. So there it is. There's the Dumb and Dumber Hotel. Mary Moon. And then there's the staircase. You Dumb and Dumber fans, you know exactly. And then here's the bar where it took place. Right here. And then right here. Here's me acting it out. There's his sign right there. Look at this. Watch. See, right there. If you're a Dumb and Dumber fan, you know I nailed that scene. You know I nailed it. Don't even try to tell me I didn't nail that scene. To be fair, did I literally go all the way to Colorado just for that? No. But did I make that a point? Like, okay, here we go. Maybe along here. So yeah, they never actually went to Aspen. All that was filmed in Estes Park there. Very nice area though. Very nice area. Wait, what's it 21? Is $8.99? Oh, Duck Soul. Okay. This is the 50 SMA in the 2-minute. This is also the same area is the 21 EMA in the 5. So this is a Duck Soul trade. Doggone it. Now it's getting messed up. Do I really want to buy now? Because now if I buy, that just means this green candle here has failed. Nope. Dirt bag. That's one theory. That is one theory. That is one way I've seen it said. Is just with emojis. And it's close enough where I know exactly what you're saying. 2 p.m. rally? Uh-oh. Are you one of these people that believe in certain times things are always happening? I mean, we've heard of 1:30 manipulations before, but you're saying 2 p.m. rally. It rallies at 2 p.m.? Facts. Dang. So which direction is a rally going to be? Are we rallying up or down? Who's this a rally for, the Bulls or the Bears? Momentum to the side it's going. Okay, well, can you just tell us? I can't tell. Like, we just dropped severely, now we have a green candle. So which way is the momentum right now? Could you tell us that? Again, I am new to this I've never heard of the 2 p.m. rally. But apparently it's facts. Buy side sense. Yeah. Okay, can you please just tell us what direction is it going to go at 2 p.m.? Is it going up or down? Up. Okay. There we go. So you're like all in right now then? Always. Okay. So at least we know Axis is just trolling around. Okay. That's good to know. He's not actually serious because man, he was about to get ripped to shreds by the chat. But everybody calm down. He's clearly just joking around. Again, to be fair to him, he said up. In other words, it could go up one tick and he would have been right because he never specified like any sort of target. We just bailed out Japan. Okay, yeah, this dude's in full-blown troll mode. He's trying to make us think that some sort of macro event has something to do with right now, today on the 2-minute chart. A macro thing means that at 2 p.m. today, on August 12th, 2006, that means we're going up because of quantitative easing in Japan. I like, this is good trolling here. I like it. Keep it up. This is good stuff. Again, at 2 p.m., I bet it goes up at least one tick. So if it goes up one tick and then drops, to be fair to his claim, he was still right. Because all he said was up. So he's not going to be wrong here. I'll put it that way. It's the solar eclipse? Maybe. Okay, it's 2 p.m. He was right. I saw some green. I saw some green. He nailed it. He nailed it. Good call. Great call. I saw it go up 2 ticks. No, you were already right. You were already right. It already went up. We see it green. It went green. You were right. You said up. It went up a tick. You're right. I want to. Yeah, I mean, he did. He's a prophet. He nailed it. He said up. I saw it go. We all saw it go green for like a half second. He nailed it. Oh no, Axe is sweating. Why would no? He is not sweating. He was right. He said it would go up. We all saw it go up like 3 ticks. Therefore, he's right per his claim. Again, when people use words like up, it's kind of sneaky because they don't define anything. Now, had he told us a price target, okay, that's a little bit more. That's a little bit more ballsy. But like saying the word up, he's already been right because it did technically go up. Sure, it was like 3 points, but hey, it went up. So if he wanted to, he could show up and say, I told you so. I told you so. It went up. Tell me everyone got that 3-second rally. Again, he did not define the rally. He said the rally was up. So to be fair to him, maybe his definition of rally is 1 tick. And if that is his definition, since he specified nothing, he was right. Hey, from Midland. Nice. Wait, I don't know if I've ever been to Midland, but yes, good to see you. Or at least I think I recognize the name. Pure entertainment. Yeah, sometimes we just gotta go with what the chat delivers to us on days like today. I don't know. Again, for anybody that's new here, please realize trading is very nuanced. Words like up on the surface, I get it. To somebody that's new, it appears to mean something. But any veteran will tell you up doesn't mean anything at all because you've got to define, well, how far up? So here's the thing with people like Axis. I think he's trolling, but like on these movements where like he's obviously very wrong, he can always pull, I'm just kidding around card, right? But I'm pretty sure he's just joking around. Holy Darcy. Again, there is no Darcy effect here. He said up. It did go up. It went up like 2 points. Okay, so you're one of these guys. So you eventually, when it goes up, even though it might be 3 weeks from now, you'll be here to say, I told you so, Axis. That's the plan, right, brother? It could be 3 years from now, but when the price finally goes back up, you'll be here to say, I told you so. 3 years, right? Be patient. Might be 30 years, brother, but be patient and don't worry. I'll be here 30 years from now to say I told you so. Don't worry. Be happy. Yeah, just keep buying more. Keep buying more. But once again, to be fair, he was already right. He said up, it went up 3 ticks. Then crashed. But hey, you know, he never specified how up it was supposed to go. Think opposite for the right way to happen. Right, exactly. Yes, yes. Axis, what kind of SpaghettiOs you eating right now, brother? What kind of SpaghettiOs did mommy make you for dinner? Do they got meatballs in them or what, brother? No one will be here 30 years from now. You don't think? Where we're going to be? Throw it on the wall. You threw your SpaghettiOs on the wall? That's not very nice for your mother. She loved you and took time out of her day. Not to mention she paid for those SpaghettiOs. Hello, good sir. Any advice when you lost big during the morning opening? How to recover from that? How to... Well, the first... So it sounds like you're in prop firms. So step one, you've already done. You're in a prop firm. When you say lose big, ultimately that's kind of easier to recover from because lose big in the prop firm space means like $100 you're out. Now lose big using your own funds, good grief, that might be game over. But it's not. So step one, you've already done. You're doing this in a prop account. So when you quote unquote lose big, I'm just glad your definition of lose big is like, okay, I lost my account and I'm out $100 or whatever. So you're already doing well, given that I can tell you're in prop firms. But you know, how do you recover? Well, just keep at it. You're only down $100 or whatever the account was. You'll be all right. But yeah, ultimately you got to figure out a system that works for you. So are you thinking for yourself? Are you blindly following others? If your answer is, well, yeah, I was following so-and-so, again, stop doing that. You got to learn to be an independent thinker. That's the only way this is ever going to work. Now, Indica, you need to stay here. Don't move. Don't move. But ultimately, it's hard to say because I know nothing about your strategy. I know nothing about how you're approaching the market. I know nothing about what you're doing. So, okay, yeah, this is just wow. So there we go. Yeah, that 2 p.m. rally. See, things like that exist for sure. It's good stuff. Maybe it's the 207 rally. Yeah, maybe it was a typo. I bet that's what it was. That's a typo. He didn't mean 2 p.m. rally. But what makes me think that he might have been serious when people use like buy side. Like, dude, stop trying to sound smart. For my stock, not your future stuff. Oh, okay. So now he reveals he continues to get more and more dented. Dude thinks day trading stocks is a good idea. Okay. The dented keep getting dented more. New here. Need to understand my setup. What do you mean by my setup? Like the platform setup or what? Welcome, by the way. Good to have you. He meant subclay. Maybe. Benjamin, you're being very charitable. I appreciate that. I should probably be more charitable. This green line is VWAP. No, the green line here is the 21 EMA. Purple line here is 50 SMA. Pink line here is 200 SMA. VWAP for me is dotted yellow. And then these are just annotate or lines that okay, I'm getting rid of that one now. You're welcome, sir. And again, welcome to good to have you. Welcome. I don't go prop firms anymore. Did evals made them up 100% gains on evals and they wouldn't share the profits. Well, sounds to me like you got in bed with a pretty shady prop firm then. A dog bit me once, therefore all dogs are bad. A person in a blue shirt said something mean to me once, therefore everybody in blue shirts say something mean to me. So yeah, there. That's not good logic, my friend. The setup on Ninja Trader 2-1. All right, look at this. All right, giving some trade plans. Love to see it. Dai Toba. I was attacked by a cat once. All cats are bad. Yeah, that's kind of that's flawed logic there. I'm wearing a blue shirt, right, JP? That must mean you. Yeah. Stop, JP. Stop. To be fair, there are sketchy prop firms out there. That's why I don't. You know, when I get an email from somebody, hey, can we give you a code? We're just starting off. I'm like, no, I need some track record here. So yeah, there are bad ones out there, but just because you came across a bad prop firm doesn't mean that they're all bad. There are plenty of good ones out there that have very big track records of paying. Buzak, that is it depends. That is a can of worms where you'll get 8 million opinions and none of them are necessarily wrong. So you just kind of got to go with what you feel most comfortable with. I mean, it's a very good question, but yeah, I don't know. Some people put more weight on drawdown. Other people are looking at the rate. It really just depends. But all vegetables, dude, that's crazy. I love vegetables. My results are right here. Driveway dock. Used to be more, but I gave some back because I am a moron. That's actually, I mean, I am a moron, but it's been a little tricky. The only absolutes in the universe is that blue hairs are cray cray. That's crazy statement. Can't stand it since a kid. Hate vegetables. Ugh, juck. You don't like any vegetables at all? Dude, banana peppers on a pizza or some jalapenos? Ah, muy bien. Oh yeah, I got it. So yesterday, Sam, the main contractor, one of his boys were there helping, who's 11. He was great. He's real good. As I was getting ready, he's like, "You gonna bring me a donut tomorrow?" I'm like, "Who is this kid?" I like it though. So I got to remember to I got to get Nolan a donut. He wants a Long John. So good kid though. 11. I gotta get him friends with my kids. They're a good family. Popped. Again, Axis, dude. Like I don't know if you're actually still trolling or out like, but like, dude, maybe some of the groups you hang around with, like, this would impress people, but ain't nobody impressed here. We're actually, yeah, we're baboons, but we're kind of smart baboons. So let's just, let's just stop acting like you made a good call in any way, shape, or form. Why do I hide my account numbers? Because all this is fake. That's why. And whenever I cook pro accounts, I don't tell anybody. I mean, don't watch Monday's live stream. But yeah, that's why. You ain't by my guy. Again, Axis, okay, I guess maybe you were never trolling this whole time. Yeah, I'm not quite sure this is the place for you, Axis, because you apparently think that, like, you saying up means something. And then we watch it go really down, and then it just goes up, and you're like, see, I told you so. Right? Again, maybe someplace you hang out on the internet, you can get away with, like, that sort of, like, talking, and it goes up, people are like, oh, wow, that was a good call. But this ain't that place. I already cooked my account on your. Yeah. Can Clay repost the link to the video on how you. Yes. There it is. Many moon. Who asked for that? Jimmy did? There you go. There you go, good sir. I still can't believe that claim about vegetables. That's nuts. My wife homemade pizza with banana peppers and canned. Oh yeah, we have some friends that they know that I like jalapenos, and they have like a candied one. I think you mean candied. I think there's an N supposed to be there. If there's not, then I don't know what you're talking about. But they like have this candy one. Oh, they're delicious. I eat them all in one setting. I'm up at 3 a.m. that night sitting on the toilet, but it is all worth it. It is all worth it. Candied. So yeah, they are good. Could you ever do any long call outs like 2 weeks? No, I don't. No, there's no. No, I don't really do swing. No, I was gonna say I don't really. No, I don't do swing trading. I've done it, but as of now, there are no swing trades on. I am not watching for swing trades. I don't have any interest in swing trades. So no, to answer your question, Harper, I do not. What did I say? Jalapenos? How do you say it? How do you say jalapenos? Jalapenos? How was I saying it? Spell it. Give me like one of those things of how I'm supposed to say it, like that's in the dictionary. I was not aware that I was saying it wrong. But I'll do anything for Maddie, Matt. Enyos, not Enyos. Jalapenos. That's what I said. Jalapenos. Jalapenos. Jalapeno zip it. How about that? How about that? Think about that. Jalapeno zip. Somebody got mad at me one. Not mad. All right. That's an exaggeration. But the way I say Colorado. Apparently, I don't say Colorado the right way. Do we have anybody here from Colorado? Am I saying it wrong? I am interested in a long down around here. I'm working past the women. I'm almost done on the next loss. Oh. Well then, yeah, you're fine, Daito, but think about it. Like, let's just say you even cooked that account. I mean, you're not out that much. Maybe you don't have the perspective I do, but I come from the world of like, but way before prop firms and how like what you're describing, like, dang, I had a terrible morning. Like that could be thousands of dollars gone. So again, just to illustrate, let's take worst case. Let's say you cook the account, it's gone. You're out like $100, maybe a little bit more. It's like that. It could be way worse had you been in those like had that trade happen with your own funds. Hey, what's up, Bald Eagle? Yeah, I saw your text. You are right. This has been a very. Let me put it this way: a lot of people are complaining, rightfully so, about kind of how slow and just not a whole lot of spice today. Where did the white line for the high go? It's right there. It's right there, brother. I don't cook accounts. Yeah, I have a variety. Sometimes it's like the crock pot cook, right? Where like you're in a trade forever and then it finally just dumps on you and it's gone. Sometimes it's like the deep fry method. You get in a trade and like and it's just gone like that. So yeah, I've cooked up accounts in a variety of ways. Slow roast, deep fry, flambe. I don't even know if that's a cooking term. Also, yeah, made some sugar cookies out of an account once. Patience. Yeah, patience was kind of the name of the game for sure. There's been some where like I burned down the kitchen, you know. but it's in individual tickers. Nah, no, there's but you can't make any money from this. All right, give me one. I want to take a look. Harper, where's one of these individual tickers where there's spice? Let's do a little bit of math and show you how asinine this is. Give me one of these tickers with spice. Turn that racehorse. Yeah, exactly. Or what? The glue or whatever. Which I still don't understand. Like, they seriously make horses out of glue? Or I don't understand the saying. Okay, HTZ. Okay, let's look at HTZ. Okay, yeah, now I can tell you right now, this is just garbage action. What are we talking about? No, what? No, this is this is not but it went from here, dude. Okay, this was right here at what? Like I don't know. Let's call it 250 up to 275. Okay. So 250 if you want 100 shares. No. Okay, that cost you 250 bucks. Okay, so for $250, you could have 100 shares. This move from, let's just call it 250 up to 275 was 25 cents per share. So your 100 shares times 0.25, you made $25 on that. So you needed $250 on a big move. Again, from here all the way up to there, 25 cents, you made $25. So it took you $250 to make $25 on a big move. Let's look at futures real quick. So what's like a comparable size move? I don't know, like right here. So this move went from 850 up to, I don't know, 885. That's 35 points. Let's say you were doing 1MNQ, or I'm sorry, 1NQ, let's just say. So how much money is required with prop firms? Well, let's just say 102. So you needed $102 to make 35 points, right? And 1 point is worth $20. So 20 times 35 is $700. So you needed less money, you needed less of a move, and you came away making way more money. So Harper, what are you doing with your life? Follow the math, good sir. Follow the math, good sir. Thank you, Max. It will be this Thursday. Having fun with Hertz. No, that's what we call being inefficient. Well, Clay, you could have bought more than 100 shares, so you would have made more than $25. And that is true, but the proportions are the same. Because it takes more money to make anything worthwhile with stocks. So you can use way less money with futures in a prop firm, so therefore you have way less risk, and that you still make way more money for moves that aren't even as big. I think Harper has just been zapped one too many times. One too many times. Clay, what's your proof of that? He literally called all that action. There is plenty of spice today. He said that was plenty of spice. That huge move for a whopping 25 cents per share. Well, Clay, if you had 1,000 shares, that would have been 250 bucks. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's true. But $2.50 times 1,000, now all of a sudden it requires $2,500. At this point, you could buy 5 150K accounts and copy trade them, and you'd still be way less than $2,500. I've been trading options on it. That's even worse. That's even worse, because now you're dealing with theta. Harper. Yeah, just poor guy. Appreciate him. I appreciate electricians. This one's been zapped too many times. Options is even worse because you have to deal with theta. Dang, it went right off that level, huh? I probably wouldn't have been filled there. Pretty quick. They've gotten quite pretty quick at it now. So I'm not going to say. I want to say I heard 24 hours. I'm not going to commit to that, but I'm pretty sure I heard somebody say that they've got it down to where somebody was just 24 hours. That's right. That's the thing. No, actually today. But even that, think about it. Like we're mocking how this candle here was basically only 13 points. I mean, think about it. 13 points. And if you had one NQ at 20 bucks a point, still 260 bucks. That's still way more than what we were just looking at with HTZ, that stock. And again, this is a move we're kind of mocking because it's like only 13 points. It's just the math is just that's why in the category of day trading. Again, I have nothing against investing in stocks. I invest in stocks, but in the category of day trading stocks truly is garbage compared to day trading futures through a prop firm. Garbage. All right, well, if you enjoy the stream, if you want to help support it, help keep it ad-free, and just help keep the stream going, this is completely viewer-supported, and the best way to support it is to save yourself some money at the same time by using code CLAY. That is case-sensitive, so it's got to be all caps. So if you are with any of these prop firms and you want to save yourself some money, whatever the promotions are, whatever the current deals any of these prop firms are running, code CLAY, again, all caps, will give you that discount. So you are quite literally saving yourself money while at the same time helping to keep a stream you enjoy ad-free and then just keep the stream alive and going. And everybody that has used code CLAY, thank you very much. You are quite literally the reason why I show up, why it's ad-free, and why I can justify continuing to do this, because it does make sense. So thank you, everybody. You're having a very real impact whenever you use code CLAY, and you're feeding hungry kids at the same time. So it's a good situation. So that is all, though. I'm going to call it good. We're just, yeah. Maybe tomorrow we'll get a little bit more spice. But on your way out, if you don't mind hitting that like button, that'd be great. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. So make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications. Usually I do show up a little bit early. So that is where turn on notifications can help out, as it'll offer up a reminder of when I do go live. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Today was another interesting one. I already forget the one guy's name. Brian, though. Brian. Poor Brian. Everybody keep Brian in your thoughts. He's gonna need some thoughts moving forward. So anyways, take care, everybody. See you back tomorrow.